Hey, peace family, during this time of uncertainty and crisis, let me give you some free game. Tap in to all the lessons from our corner class tour for you and your family right now.
Y'all ready? Yes. Damn, it's a lot of people out here. Y'all ready? Yes. Bronx, what's going on? All right, who came here to learn something today? Everybody. Who came here to learn about, one person got excited. Who came here to learn about wealth? That's what I'm talking about. Who came here to learn about creating a legacy for their family? Definitely. And all this black love right here. Give yourself a round of applause for that. Definitely. All right, so for those who don't know, my name is Will Roundtree, the credit mastery instructor here at the Jay-Morrison-Academy. I want everybody to say what's up to the live stream. Say what's up to the live stream. All right, so I need the live stream. I need everybody here on the corner. If you have not done so, please go and register on our website, cornerclasstour.com. We want to get all the numbers, the analytics, all the data. So if you are here live, please still go and register on cornerclasstour.com. If you have any questions while you're here, as well as the live stream, you can call our local office, 844-JOIN-JMA, or 844-564-6562. Make sure you're liking this. If you're on the live stream, make sure you're liking the videos. You're sharing it, you're hashtagging, all that cool stuff. All right, so Bronx, we appreciate y'all coming out. Again, just a little bit about, why we're here is we coming back to the neighborhoods. This is our 62nd city in over 3 years, and New York always come out and show us love. And more importantly, one of the things that I've seen on this beautiful journey of us going on this corner class tour over the past 3 years is that we really out here changing people's lives. Because one of the things as I really sat back and thought about on my way over here to the Bronx is that it's nobody out here doing this type of information. Would you guys agree? Yes. For free. Y'all caught that, right? This is for free. And I know people who go to workshops and seminars comparable to this, and you're spending $500, $600, $700. And you walking out of there still scratching your head trying to come up with, okay, how do I get to that next step? But we actually giving you guys actionable solutions and tangible things you can take home and do today. But we're going to need something from y'all. Y'all want to know what that is? Y'all want to know what that is, right? All right, I need everybody to write this down or type this in your phone. We need you guys to be accountable. See, it's cool to say you're going to do it, but it's another thing to actually do it. My grandfather used to say, if it's dressed in overalls and look like work, we don't want to do it. So we got to actually do some work. It's cool to come out, take some pictures, flick it up for the gram, and do all that cool stuff. But we got to actually go out here and get busy, family, because nobody's going to do it if we're not willing to do it. Or nobody's going to be willing to invest in you if we're not willing to invest in ourselves. So I want everybody to write the word accountability down. Accountability, absolutely. Secondly, and I'm going to talk a little bit about this as well as some of our other featured guests, is that we got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. See, a lot of us, we too comfortable in life. And when we're comfortable in life, we don't want to go and do the hard work. It's like going to the gym. That shit, how many people in here go to the gym? That shit hurts, doesn't it? Seasonal gym member. So understand, when you're trying to create wealth, it's not going to be easy. Nobody said it was going to be easy. Trust me, you're going to lose friends. You're going to lose relationships. You're going to lose money. Entrepreneurship is a very, very, very lonely road. Building wealth is a very lonely road. But it also is going to take another thing. I want everybody to write this down. Discipline. It's going to take some discipline. You have to be disciplined along that journey. And I promise you guys, if you can hold yourself accountable, if you can learn to become disciplined, and then invest in some form of mentorship. Of course, we want to plug our academy, joining our RBC's curriculum. And that's right, I said RBCs, not ABCs. And RBC standing for real estate, business, and credit, which are the three fundamental pillars that once you master those three things, you will learn and be able to position yourself to be able to create wealth. So that's what I want to leave you guys with today. So like I said, we got definitely a jam-packed panelists of individuals who are going to come up here and bless you guys on this mic. The first individual I want to bring up is, a young king who I've seen just blazing out here. This king is now 26 years old. I missed your born day. 26 years old, high school dropout. I say that because a lot of us, we got all these degrees, but we got a bunch of excuses. And I once learned you can make excuses or make money, but you can't do both. And so this young king dropped out of high school, built a six-figure real estate business, all part-time. I think last year did about $900,000 in real estate transactions. And, well, his business is worth about $900,000, and he did over $300,000 in revenue at 26 years old as a high school dropout. So if this king can do it, I know anybody can. That's right, give it up for him. That's right. So what I want to do is bring up my young brother, this king, King Isaac. Y'all give him a round of applause.
Bronx, what up, what up, what up? Oh man, listen, one thing that King Will just said was you gotta get comfortable with being uncomfortable. This is my second corner class appearance. I was in Newark yesterday, but you guys here, I never spoke in front of a crowd this big right now. My heart pounding, but more importantly, I'm out my comfort zone. But I'm excited to be out of my comfort zone because I know once you get out your comfort zone, that's when magical things start happening. So, again, I'm Isaac Grace. I'm 26 years old. I am really up here to be a testimony on behalf of the Jay-Morrison-Academy and tell you guys a little bit about my story and how I arrived to be up here on stage with everyone. So, prior to running into real estate in 2014, I was, stuck in the culture trap as well as the corner trap. How many of us can agree that who's ever been stuck in the corner trap? By show of hands. I know people don't want to show their hands, but what about the culture trap? We all get stuck in the culture trap, right? So I was young, I was running the streets, I was making money. The more money I made, the faster I spent it. And I found myself at the point of it had to be a better way. So that was my first exposure, understand that I had to be an opportunist and I had to keep my eyes open and pay attention to the universe for opportunities to really get me out of my situation. In 2014, I was on YouTube. I came across Jay Morrison's wake up video. And he was pretty much just saying that, yo, we gotta wake up. We think being in the clubs, spending all our money, popping bottles, sagging our pants, we think that's cool, but we fucking up, we losing. We playing the game backwards. And that really opened my eyes. And I invested in the Jay-Morrison-Academy that same night, didn't even know him. He was just from New Jersey, 3-time felon, and he was relatable. So I invested in the Jay-Morrison-Academy. 6 months later, I got my first deal done. I learned about residential real estate, buying, holding, buying and flipping, wholesaling, which I took heed to. Been able to put a business and made $12,500, and it really opened my eyes. My first ever real job. And to be able to go ahead and do it under my LLC, under my name, and create that money, it made me become a believer, because before that I had so many blockages, so many barriers. I thought because I was a young black man that I couldn't do real estate. How many of us ever felt like that? That because I'm black, they might not take me serious. The people that I can't deal with $1 million properties. It's not a lack of that we can't, it's just a lack of that we don't have the information. And here at the Jay-Morrison-Academy, this is that gap right here to bridge that, so that everyone can have access to this information, so that we're able to really bridge this wealth gap and take some of that 1% that owns 88% of the wealth. So I got my first deal done, and it really made me realize that I had a lot of work to do. I began to self-develop myself. I began to become professional, wear ties, put suits on, things that I would never did before. And I started to realize that it was my style and I liked it. And I ran into Jay in 2016 after I invested. I was at some classes. We was hanging out at a Philly event, and we was sitting in my car one day, and we was kind of chatting before all this happened. And just the vision that he had, he told me, listen, King, I'm going on a tour, looking to go through all the inner cities and give the game back, like share this information. If you want in, you're welcome. And at the time, I didn't take him up on the opportunity because I really knew that I wasn't ready. I was stuck in the culture trap, in the corner trap at the time. But I told him I respectfully declined. I got myself together at the same time. I invested in mentorship, mastered my business, learned how to actually become an entrepreneur. Coming from living on your own means to actually being dedicated, getting up 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, working long days, failing after failing after failing, and keep trying. I had to master a lot of that. So I went out and spent tens of thousands of dollars to professionalize myself and become a professional. And in 2018, I invested in one-on-one mentorship with Jay. So I thought that would be my way to come back and say, hey, big bro, I'm ready for the opportunity. Whatever you got in stores, whatever you seen in me, I'm starting to see it in myself. So I invested in one-on-one mentorship with Jay, really fine-tuned me as an activist about giving back to our people, about making money and saving it. Y'all see my shirt, legacy over lifestyle, something that I'm still practicing myself every single day. That we got to put the legacy over the lifestyle. Lifestyle is cool, but secure the legacy. And before you know it, I got invited unintentionally to become the Jay-Morrison-Academy Wholesale Master Coach. You know, 2018, I was able to do over 30 wholesale deals, netting me over $300,000 in revenue. Also became a coach, and it just really, it took off at that point. 2019, started this year, I was diagnosed with cancer. I just beat cancer about a month ago. And when I first found out about it, I felt the energy. I knew that this was just a test for me. This was a test for me to become stronger, to wise up, to understand that health is really wealth. And I had to change a lot of things, and to be able to get through this and still work every single day, push a team. I got a whole team, a whole staff that works under me, that I motivate and look at me for motivation. And to be able to break through that and still be here and still be passionate about giving back to the community is really my true win. So I'm up here to be a testimonial. I come a high school dropout, 6-figure real estate business, already well over 6 figures this year, on our way to do $500,000 in transactions, actually getting back out my comfort zone. I'll be moving down to Atlanta in a week. So I'm just going. I'm not second guessing it. I'm not double taking. I'm just going with the win. And that is going to be the key for you guys that's out here today and on edge, tired of your job or tired of the corner or tired of being around your same friends and talking about the same things. You got to see that opportunity. And today we come to the Bronx. So once again, for the 3rd year in a row, 3 years have been here, right? 3rd year in a row to give you guys opportunity. So real estate business and credit, RBCs, is how we really going to bridge this gap, guys. So I just want to thank you guys for your time to allow me to come up here and speak. This is the biggest crowd I ever spoke in front of. Overcame my being uncomfortable. I'm comfortable now, so I'm feeling good. I will be around anyone who want to talk. I'm here. I'm open as a book, guys. So I just want to thank y'all and enjoy the show today.
26 years old. Boy, if I was 26 doing what he was doing, be out of here. So definitely, like I said, we're just coming back, giving some gems, dropping some jewels. Because one of the things that I learned, a lot of times we just need inspiration. How many people would agree with me on that? Because every single day we dealing with negativity. Sometimes we sleeping with the enemy that's giving us the negativity. Don't look too hard. Might be negative. Y'all weren't supposed to laugh that hard now. And so, you know, just the day-to-day life can be difficult. And so, you know, King Isaac talked about going through the corner trap. But how many people have been through the corporate trap or the college trap? You know, see, that was my story. You know, I was never on the block. But, you know, I did all the things that society told us to do. They said, go to school, get good grades, to get a good what? How many people found out that does not work all the time? At all. And so I attempted to do all those things. You know, went to school, got good grades, went to college, but then I found out quickly that's not for me, so I dropped out. But eventually got into the workforce, started working, actually made a decent amount of money, but then who's to say what's good money on the job? Because one of the things that really woke me up, I had a mentor, he told me, he said, and I want everybody to do this exercise. You can write it in your phone, write it on your paper or whatever. He said, Will, I want you to write down how much money you make right now, annually. You know, you can cover it up so your neighbor doesn't see, write in Pig Latin, whatever you got to do. And draw a line underneath that number, then write down how much you feel you're worth. See, it's a difference when understanding what somebody else is going to pay you versus what you feel you're worth. And then he said, based upon what you feel you're worth, why are you settling for so little? And it was at that point that I had a paradigm shift in my thinking. And then I started to go off on this quest of personal development. Who knows what personal development is? That's when you start to develop your mental capacity. And so I started reading books, started going to different workshops, started listening to different audio books. And they said that, you know, a famous philosopher by the name of Jim Rohn said, when you change your thinking, that's when you'll become successful. When you change your thinking, that's when you'll become successful. And so I started to change my mindset and just start to find a different path. And that's one of the reasons why I joined the Jay-Morrison Academy. You know, I invested into a one-on-one coaching call with King Jay. After that coaching call, I became a one-on-one coaching client. And just from his tutelage and everything that I've learned in the academy, based off everything he's going to teach you guys some practical information here today for free. I'm going to keep saying that. You know, over the past 5 years with the tutelage of my partner King Jay, I've been able to successfully build 2 7-figure businesses in the past 5 years. And I don't say that to impress anybody, but to impress upon you. I'm a college dropout, and I left corporate America because I went to go and pursue my dreams. And that's why I talked about it being about discipline and it being about being accountable, because, again, we all agree that this path can be difficult, right? Right? Okay, y'all know this is interactive, right? All right, perfect. So what I want to do, I want to actually bring up our next guest. Y'all better lock in. Who's ready? I know I asked y'all that before. Definitely, let's get this energy up, yo. I want them to come up and find out, like, yo, why is there so many black people just sitting out on the stoops today? Like, I want them to just come out and figure this out. You know, we're gonna teach everybody out here in the Bronx today. So I want to bring up a good friend of mine who's who's not only just been doing something for the community here locally, but from a conscious standpoint has been educating the masses, of course, within our community. He's not only a community activist, one of our, probably your favorite rapper. I'm gonna go ahead and say that, and who's just been really active in the community and out here and really just trying to get our people to level up from a conscious standpoint. So I want everybody to stand up for this individual. Y'all gonna be standing and clapping and cheering for everybody. And so I want everybody to get to their feet. I want the live stream, make sure you guys are continually like, share, hashtag Corner Class 2019, grand finale, the Bronx, hashtag all that. Matter of fact, I want all y'all to be hashtagging this, all right? So I want to bring up my brother, my good friend, King, my son, Bronx hometown native.
That man gave me too big of an introduction right now. But I want to thank all y'all for coming out here. This is my second corner class in the Bronx. Last time I was on Fordham, it was phenomenal. Every time my brother Jay calls me, I had to come out. You know, me and Jay met on the front lines fighting for our freedom, fighting for our people. We met during the Eric Garner trial 5 years ago, and we were at a panel together. And we was the loudest 2 people in the BET panel. We was screaming back and forth at everybody. And the next thing you know, we was in the back room talking to each other. And then he's been like one of my best friends ever since then. So to see where he's taking this class and see where he's taking real estate, and to see where how he's evolved as a leader, in not only in this space, but in the community space. Because what he does this from his heart. It's really about building our people and building our community for him. It's not about money. Like, he likes money. We ain't gonna lie about that. But he loves his people. So when he comes out here and he gives you this free information, I want you to take this. And I don't want you to keep it, I want you to give it to somebody else. See, that's what the charge is. The charge is not to just get this information and say, oh, I'm gonna get rich. No, it's tell the person that couldn't make it here. Sit down with them and give them this information so they can give it to somebody. That's how we build our community. That's how we build intergenerational wealth. That's how we get back in our positions in this world. By building with each other, not holding information, not withholding, not trying to be selfish, not thinking about self. So that's what Jay has always, that's what I've learned from him every day. He says, outwork the work. Outwork the work. Every day that man is waking up, figuring out, how can I make my people better? How can I give them opportunities that I wasn't given? Who else is coming to the corners of the hoods and giving you $1 million information? You got to give a round of applause for that, man. And so that's why I'm here. I'm here because I love my people also. So all the work that I do is surrounded around building us. It's building community. I started an organization pretty much right here on these steps called Kings Stop Killing Kings, about us building each other and realizing that we are family and we can't keep hurting each other. That's what really was going on in our communities. We've been misinformed. We've been taught that we ops, that we're not brothers and sisters. So when you start re-identifying each other as brothers, as family, then you can't hurt each other. Because I don't want to hurt my family. I want to continue to see my family grow and build. So that's what this is right here. This is another family reunion. This is not just a corner class. Everybody next to you is your brother or your sister. So when you start treating them as such, when we start building with each other, when we start seeing each other, and we start embracing each other and talking to each other and speaking to each other, when you're looking at a brother and you see him, that's energy. It's because you admire him. He ain't looking at you because he want to beef with you. He's looking at you because he see himself inside you. And the sister the same way. So when we start identifying that and we start embracing each other, then we can get back to our rightful place. So before I leave here, I'm going to tell you why I do this work. I sat and talked with a legend and I eagerly listened. He told me how he marched with Dr. King because he believed in his mission. He invested his money in his people to change our people's condition, and all I could think as I heard this man speak with conviction is, I don't have the right to do nothing because Harry Belafonte sacrificed for people like me. So if he decided to do nothing, then where would I be? You see, if he was just content with his celebrity status, there wouldn't be a Justice League or Black Lives Matter. So I don't have the right to do nothing because we stand on the shoulders of our elders. We got to continue their fight against the system that failed us. Mr. B tells us, he drills in our mind, we got to carry this torch. You see, this is our time. Injustice is a crime, but it's about execution. And those directly impacted must be the solution. So I don't have the right to do nothing because revolution is a part of evolution. Because our forefathers weren't given no restitution. They were given destitution and treatment that's inhumane. So if we ain't part of the solution, how the hell we go complain? So I don't have the right to do nothing. I'm on a mission. I'm screaming until they listen. Dr. King died for freedom. I'm carrying on tradition. My people want justice. I'm carrying that petition. Police is out here killing us. We're going to need some more convictions. Peaceful and passive are not the same thing. Know the difference. You are not supposed to lay down and die with no resistance. So I don't have the right to do nothing. I don't have the right not to fight for my life. It's a gift from God. So with all of my might, I will protect my freedom, my family, my home. I know y'all gonna fight with me. Y'all ain't gonna leave me alone. So when my feet get weary and I can no longer sprint, I sit and think about the babies that's dying in Flint. And then I say, I don't have the right to do nothing. God bless y'all, man. I want y'all to build. This is gonna be building. We're gonna build. Get up, stand up. Let's get loud. Make some noise. Make some noise. This is about community and wealth building out here. In a few minutes, my brother gonna walk up here and my sister gonna walk up here. And I want y'all to give them the loudest yells that you can think of, man. They're about to walk up in here and they're about to embrace you and show you something and teach you what they've learned, man. That's what it's about. That's what it's about, teaching what you learn. If you hold information, then you are guilty. If you withhold the information from your brothers and sisters and you're not empowering them, if you don't want them to get what you got, then you whack. You a sucker. If you're not trying to, I want my brother to just have everything I got. I don't want to front on you. I don't want to have $1 million and you have 100. How that's gonna make me something? You heard what Jay-Z said. He said everybody around you could be rich so we could be each other's crutches. He said when you're the only person rich in your circle, that means you broke. That means you did something wrong. So that's what this is about today. Today, I want your mind to be open. If you've been up to a corner class before, then I want you to take it to the next level. But if you haven't, today is going to be the first day of the rest of your life. What you learn today, the information you get today, is going to start you on something that you never even guessed before. It's going to show you how you can make your money turn into more money. Make other people's money turn into more money. And build that for your kids, and your kids can have wealth. You know how much we struggle? We want to make sure our kids never have to struggle. If we ain't teaching our kids something that we didn't learn, then we failed. So I want y'all to sit here. He'll be here any minute. I don't know who he is. I'm trying to buy time, but they should be here any minute. But I'm going to give the mic back to the brother. But I want to say thank y'all for coming out. The Bronx always shows up, man. The Bronx shows up. I've been to a lot of corner classes, but the Bronx corner classes are definitely the biggest crowds that I've seen. And I want to thank y'all, man. Y'all make me look good. I appreciate that.
All right. Y'all getting fed yet? 7 people? That's it? You full? Oh, well, we ain't even at the entrees yet. So, one of the things that, we always want to constantly do is, like I say, give back and give people some practical steps. How many of my entrepreneurs in here? Real estate investors. All right, so what have been some of the common obstacles that stop you? Funding, what else? Raising capital, what else? Information, what else? Time? Mindset, that's a very good one. Somebody said credit. What if I told you all those things are easy to get over? Would you believe me? Why? Y'all just said they was hard. So one of the biggest things that I always tell people, all those are easy. It's fear that really is what stops us. It's fear. Standing for false evaluation appearing real. It's a figment of our imagination. And this is where the mindset comes in at. See, I talk to so many young and up-and-coming entrepreneurs, and I talk to them and I say, how much money do you want to make? Or what's your financial goals? And they'll say, I want to do like 50,000 or 100,000 a year or whatever. And I'm like, why are you thinking so small? You can go get a job and do that. Because see, one of the things that I learned is that if you've never seen 50,000 a year, how can you see 50,000 a month? See, that's where that mindset comes in at. Your mindset is extremely important. Write this down. 80% is mindset. 80%. 80% of the challenge is your mindset. See, the how-tos is easy. We can teach everybody how to flip a house in a half an hour. But it's the mindset. It's knowing what your why is. Write that down. What is your why? Your why has to be so strong that it's going to drive you to get up out of the bed in the middle of the night and go and do something that's completely uncomfortable for you to get to your goal. Just like going to the gym. See, the best time to go to the gym is when you don't feel like it. Same thing when it comes to building your goal or your legacy. When you don't feel like going to the corner class because it's hot outside or whatever the case is, that's when you need to go. When you need to go and pick up that audio book or that book or whatever the case is, that's when you need to do it. Your why has to be so strong that you will do whatever you have to do legally. Let me point that out. Legally. To make it happen. Sacrifice. If I hadn't told you that, write that word down. Sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice? See, I can remember moving to Las Vegas in 2005. I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I moved to Las Vegas. I borrowed $500 and I had a garbage bag full of clothes. And I went out there with the mindset, get rich or die trying. Literally, that was my mindset. I told myself I was going to do whatever I had to do to position myself to get in position. Because, see, everything in life is really all about positioning. They say where you are today is a direct reflection of the decisions you made 3 to 5 years ago. So if you don't like where you're at in your life right now, think about the lack of decisions you missed out on, or the lack of opportunities you passed up on. And that's because a lot of times we grew up and we had a poor man's mentality. Poor. Who knows what that means? Has nothing to do with your financial situation. Poor stands for passing over opportunities repeatedly. See, we pass over opportunities because it looked too good to be true. Oh, the Jay-Morrison-Academy said I can make millions in real estate? That got to be too good to be true. But we'll go work a job for 40 hours after the dream they sold us about retirement, just so we can get that gold watch at the end of the 40 years. And try to live off the 40% from the retirement of the 100% we couldn't live off of. Y'all caught that? See, so that's why we got to have a why. We have to change how we think. Start surrounding ourselves around like-minded people. See, we should even be using these opportunities after this class to be networking amongst each other. Your next business partner just may be in here. Your next multi-million-dollar opportunity could be in this space right now. And so in relation to understanding some of the strategies, because that's another word I want you to write down, strategies. See, it's not a lack of money, because I want to tell everybody, anybody in here enrolled in our Jay-Morrison Academy right now? Raise your hand. Okay, a couple of you. Give yourself a round of applause, absolutely. Because I'm going to tell you, our Jay-Morrison Academy is a curriculum that's changed people's lives. And I know people who went to college, no disrespect to college, who have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to come out to make $30,000 a year. Now, I dropped out of college, but I know those numbers don't add up to me. That's the college track. And then we talked about, somebody said information is the thing that we are lacking, which is true. Because how many people know that information changes every 18 months? But we're trying to operate to get to financial freedom using information that we've never ever been taught. And then dealing with the college trap, think about what's the average time it takes to get a degree in college? How many? 4 years. We just said information changes how often? So by the time you get out, what happens with that information you just learned? And then you got to do what? Go right back to college. Y'all saw that? Y'all see that college trap? See, Mark Twain said, I never let schooling get in the way of my education. See, a lot of us, we graduate college and we think it's over. No, we got to still continue to educate ourselves. That's why we talk about the RBCs, which stands for real estate, business, and credit, the 3 pillars of information that you need to create financial wealth. How many people know that real estate is the easiest path to creating wealth? Because you can literally purchase real estate with no money out of your pocket. That's what we teach at the Jay-Morrison Academy. No, we show our students how to purchase real estate using credit cards. Ask me how. Not right now. We gotta get through this first. All right. Secondly, business. The fundamental steps of business are parallel. So no matter what you want to do as a business owner or entrepreneur, we can teach you those steps and strategies. Because we just said it's all about what? The word that starts with an S. Strategy. It's all about strategy. And then credit. I want everybody to write this down. Credit equals wealth. How many people believe that? Did you know when you have great credit, you can always get money from the bank? How many people knew that? Always. See, check this out. Let me see how much time I got. Y'all want to see something real quick? All right. So, when you have great credit, let's say a 750 credit score, all right? You have a company, an LLC. Did you know there's a loophole in the banking system? Well, first of all, how many people have tried to get a small business loan before? How fast did they walk you out the bank? Really quickly. And so, that's because when you're trying to get a small business loan, the average approval rating for an SBA loan, who can tell me what they think the average approval rating is?
8 months.
The average approval rating is 2%. 2% of businesses will ever get a small business loan. Now, check this out. Did you know you can be 18 years old and get $100,000 in student loans with no credit, but you can't get a $5,000 small business loan? Y'all see that? But check this out. Damn, I say check this out a lot, like I'm about to spit a rhyme or something. Been hanging with my son too long. All right. So, 2% small business loans approval. But the loophole in the banking system, when you have great credit and you have a small business, you can go to the bank and go after what's called revolving credit, which is in the form of credit cards, whether they're personal or business, or a business line of credit. And as long as you have these components and apply for revolving credit, first of all, it's uncollateralized. Who knows what that means? Shout it out. Who knows what uncollateralized means? You don't have to put anything up. You don't have to have any collateral. Secondly, it's unsecured, meaning if you default on it, guess what? They can't come and take anything. Yeah, now your credit may take a bump or a bruise, but guess what? How many people know you can always repair your credit? Always. So it's unsecured, uncollateralized, and it's also non-discretionary, which means that you can use the capital for revolving credit for whatever. See, if you get approved for a small business loan and you say it's for this building that you're trying to open for a juice bar, guess what you have to use it for? You have to. But when you have revolving credit, guess what you can use it for? Whatever. That's how we're able to take credit cards and purchase real estate property with it. Now, here's the other, the beautiful thing I love about credit. The banks don't ask for no proof of income. Nobody got excited about that. Y'all like, damn, for real? Y'all still in shell shock, huh? Family, the money is not the problem. We don't have the strategies. When you have great credit, you have a small business, an LLC, you can go into the bank and get revolving credit in a form of credit cards or a business line of credit. No collateral, it's unsecured, uncollateralized, non-discretionary, and you don't have to show proof of income. And then when they do ask for income, guess what you can do? You can use what's called stated income. Who knows what that means? Whatever you state. That was a trick question. Whatever you state. So, if you want to state you make $150,000 for the year, what do you put on the application? And guess what the bank's not going to do? They don't check. See, people have been playing this game forever. We just haven't been invited to the table. Secondly, you can use household income. Meaning you can combine all of the stated household income in the household and put on that application. And then for your business, guess what you can put down for the income? Stated. So last year, your business did $250K after expenses. And then 80% of the banks do not ask for, they do not ask for tax returns. That's some powerful information, isn't it? Because how many small businesses in here right now have not filed their taxes? Let's keep it 100 for their business. Because a lot of us probably haven't made any income yet. So how powerful is it now? You need $20, $30, $50,000 for your business. You have great credit. You have an LLC. You walk into the bank and apply using stated income, stated projected business income, and being able to get lines of credit for $75,000 within the next 30 days. How many people with that, how many businesses would that help in here today? Now, check this out. I'm going to take this a step farther. I got about 2 more minutes. Did you know if you have 5 companies, 5 LLCs, and you have great credit, how many of those companies can you go to the bank and do that same strategy with? All 5. Every last one of them. And then let's say there's 25 banks in the 5-mile radius of here in the Bronx. How many of those banks can you take those 5 LLCs to those 25 banks and get capital for? All of them. He said, oh shit. Powerful information, family. I'm telling you. The money is not the problem. We just lack the strategy. And then in the event, let's say your credit takes a bump or a bruise. Because how many people know in business, sometimes you may take an L. 80% of small businesses fail. It happens. But we have something where we talk about your credit partners or your family credit partners. Who knows what that means? You have somebody in your family or in your circle that has great credit. How many people know you can start building your children's credit as young as 13 years old? Those are your potential credit partners. You're putting them in position. Because then by the time they turn 18, they have great credit. See, a lot of us have been our parents' credit partners and we didn't know it. Yeah, that's right. How many people had a light bill in their name before they was 18? Cable bill. Couldn't even spell cable and you got a cable bill in your name. So we were our parents' credit partners. But because they had the wrong information, what did they teach us? They taught us the same thing. So then we put bills in our kids' name. I know a lot of people that had Sprint back in the day that went delinquent. They was giving everybody a phone. And so in that case, your credit takes a bump or a bruise. You have a credit partner with great credit. So guess what you can do now? Now I can take my credit partner who has a 750 because we helped them build his or her credit up, add them on to my company. We're going to go now and create what's called an operating agreement. And now we can take my business partner's great credit, my company that I own, create an operating agreement. But then on the operating agreement, we're going to put that credit partner owns 90% of the company. Now, some people, they may be like, well, why do they own 90%? It's all about what? What's the S word? It's about strategy. Just because they own 90% on the paper, that doesn't mean they get 90% of the profits. See, this is why we need to understand business. You can own 0% of the company and get 100% of the profits. How many people knew that? It's not about the percentage that you own for your profit margin. It's about what's on that operating agreement that you guys have an agreement on. So now the operating agreement is strictly just for banking purposes. So nobody else gets access to this but the bank. So we're going to take the great partner's credit, we're going to take the LLC, we're going to take that operating agreement, and now we can take this individual or this entity to any bank and go after and get the revolving credit. So if your credit is not in position right now, does that stop you from getting access to what we call the bank's money? Does it? I need y'all to get louder. Does it? No. Absolutely not. So is it the money that we're lacking as business owners? Is it the credit? Because guess what? All credit can always be rebuilt, restored, and repaired. And how many people actually believe that? You can have a bankruptcy and still rebound. Because how many people know bankruptcy is just asset protection? Did anybody know that? It doesn't mean you're broke. It does not mean that you're broke. You're protecting your assets. Because even in the event, if you had to file bankruptcy, one of the things I normally only recommend people file bankruptcy for if their wages are being garnished. Because your wages are your what? Your assets. Your wages are your assets. All right, y'all felt like y'all learned something here today so far? Y'all sure? All right, make sure if you're streaming this that you're hashtagging, you're forwarding, all that good stuff, live stream. Make sure you're liking, sharing, all this good content. And so, I think we're about to bring up our next guest here for a second, or in the minute. Say that one more time. Okay, so the king said if you have an LLC and one person has good credit, the other person has bad credit, what do? That's where you create an operating agreement. Because with that operating agreement, the person who has the great credit score, on paper, you make them 90% owner of the company because the banks will not ask for anybody who has 15% or less of the company. They don't pull their credit report. That's the strategy. That's game. That's game. Now y'all want to listen on this side. I'm going to just go over here, all right? So you have one person that has good credit. Good credit. This person has bad credit. With the now, let's say you have an LLC partnership. That means both of you guys are on a company, and let's say originally you did 50-50. So what you want to do is you want to create an operating agreement. And you can actually pull a standard one off the internet. It doesn't have to be one you got to go and pay a bunch of money for. On that operating agreement, it basically determines what the duties are of each individual partner. And so on there, you want to put down that the primary person of that LLC, which is the person who has great credit, owns 90% of that company. Only on paper. The person whose credit is being worked on or that's challenged at the time owns 10%. Because the banks will not request a credit report for anybody that owns 15% or less of the company. So then when that's the case and you go to the bank, now you can go and get the bank's money. Did that help y'all, King? All right, one more question. Yes, sir. Oh, you good? Okay. All right, so was that good so far, y'all? Y'all feel like y'all still getting fed? See, we bringing that financial soul food to y'all here. All right, so next person I want to bring up is somebody who's definitely near and dear to me. I always call her my big little sister because she's like a big sis. You know, I call her up, get advice all the time, and she's just been a breath of fresh air for us here at the Jay-Morrison-Academy because we're all family. And so not only is she an actress, but she is the most viral poet in our generation. Y'all didn't catch that, did y'all? She is the most viral poet in our generation. So I need everybody to stand up for this one. And give a round of applause so loud that they kick us off the stoop. So I'm going to bring up my sis, Queen Ernestine.
Spin that shit and get it right back. No, how about buy some land, build that shit and lead the pack. Or invest that shit and watch it stack. Watch it rack, watch it make your money back. Like double that, triple that. I'm trying to show you the format of how the rich get wealthy and stay wealthy. How they keep their pockets healthy and stay healthy. I'm trying to give you the cheat sheet of how a group of like-minded individuals came together to build the whole black Wall Street. Like, here's the formula. That same bag of weed you buy every day is $20 a day, times 7 days a week, times 4 weeks a month, times 12 months a year. That's $6,720. That's 3% down on a $200,000 house. And in case you were unaware, it only takes 3% down to purchase a whole home. That's something you own. That seed you've watered, planted, grown, and sown. See, when you have a strategic plan, you won't ever have to call anybody landlord because you'll be the lord of your land. See, we need to stop this generational curse and build generational wealth. We need to stop this generational curse and build generational wealth. We need to stop strictly being consumers while working backwards and digging a ditch and making everybody else's family rich. Like, pop quiz, how do you know what a WCW means and you don't know what an ROI is? Or your FICO score is? See, our relationship with finances needs to get way stronger. Like, we need to build a way better rapport. Like, you cute and all, but I'm going to need you to know your credit score. Like, how many of y'all have money in stock? How many of y'all own a piece of the rock? See, as a people, we need to set way higher financial goals and have more power and control. We need to know less about sports and own more houses and stores. Own some shit you can really call yours. Cause newsflash, it ain't really your hood if you don't own no doors. See, this tainted system we live in is own or be owned. You can buy or be loaned. And you can listen to these words or not. I'm just trying to get you to see the power of buying back the block. Thank you. What's up, bro? I need y'all to be louder than that. What's up, bro? Man, y'all showed out. I am feeling the love. We came to love on you guys. We are so grateful when you guys show up. Listen, everybody who's in attendance today, these are the people in your city that you want to meet. These are the change makers. These are the people who are trying to build generational wealth. You guys are the ones who try to build legacies for your families. Everybody needs to leave here with 2 and 3 and 4 numbers. Meet your next business partner. Meet the next person that God put here to align you with. That's what this is all about. This is more than real estate, business, and credit. This is about building a legacy. So I'm happy to see all these beautiful black and brown faces out here. So I wrote that poem, Buy Back the Block. I've been traveling with my husband, Jay Morrison, for the last 2 years on this corner class tour, just soaking up all this game. And I said, I got to put this in a poem because that's what I do best. So I got to share my gift and put everything that I'm learning in a poem and give it back to the people. So before I bring up our next guest, I'm going to leave y'all with one more poem because we do this in the spirit of black and brown love. I believe that we cannot nation build until we can community build. And we cannot community build until we can relationship build. And that relationship starts with us, with me and you, with husbands and wives, with daughters and mothers and sons and fathers. So that is how we are going to build legacies for our family. That is how we're going to unite as a people, is that we fix, mend, repair, and restore our relationships. So in the spirit of black and brown love, I will leave you guys with this. Y'all good? I often wonder, if I was hopelessly hanging from a cliff, would you reach your arm out to save me? If I was desperately gasping for air, staring in the face of death, would you press your brown lips against mine and bless me with one last breath? Or have they made you completely forget about me? Black men, I'm speaking to you because it seems as over the years you've lost your love for us, but your love for them grew. But let's not forget, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. And it's not that she can't love you, it's just that, black man, I was made for you, sculpted by the hands of God to love, feed, nurture, protect, and compliment you. And there is no ands, ifs, buts, or maybes. It was the black woman's breast milk that even fed the master's baby. When you were young and fell and scraped your knee, it was your mother who was there to tend the stitches and fix your britches. See, the black woman has always been the black man's saving grace, but somewhere between L'Oreal commercials, tanning salons, lip injections, and ass shots, you've put us on a cultural rat race, leaving us with just enough fucking self-esteem for us to chase. Chase a dying breed of a man that's running so far and fast from home, we feel the need to pick up the pace, spewing words of vulgarity, calling us every name in the book. But the Bible says unto a woman, a man is supposed to speak life. The Bible says the man that's found a good thing is the man that's found a wife. But you freely spit these words of obscenity, robbing us of our royal grace. How could you call a black woman a bitch, then go home and look your mama in the face? In society, we have you thinking the grass is always greener on the other side, but trust and believe when shit hits the fan, the bounce in her hair won't stop her from walking you and those papers straight to Chase, and on that we can bank. Black man, let me help you. The grass is greener where you water it. The more you water, the purer the fruit. And if you'd study the origin of your true history, you'd be watering at the root, because mass media won't educate you on your royal oats. See, they'll have you thinking our history started and we were shipped over those boats. See, they want to make you forget about black queens like Amina, the queen of Zaria. Candace, the empress of Ethiopia, the queen of Kemet Nefertiti. See, those are the faces you would never see on TV. And black men don't think shit changed, because ain't shit changed since the 60s. They doing everything but wearing white hoods, burning down churches and flags. Every chance they get, they'll Kim, Courtney, and Chloe your ass. And I cried tears as I wrote these words, because I'm standing here open like king. What about me? What about your queen? Don't let these false images of society make you run. There are still good black women out here walking fresh out of the pages of Proverbs 31, and we are crying out like I'm all you need. I'll sew the thread, I'll bake the bread, I'll keep you mentally, spiritually, emotionally fed. Black man, I will pull greatness out of you. I'm preparing myself for the day, like the Bible says, you leave your mother and father, and we become one. I would happily give you your first son. We'll be a great team, and we'll do things like I'll teach him how to tie his shoes, and you teach him how to drill the screws, and I'll make us all dinner, and you can just do the dishes. But mass media has convinced you to need 2 chains and need 2 bitches. But just like your mama, when you fall, I'ma always be here to tend the stitches and fix your britches. And my soul grows weary and my heart sometimes stings, because through all the trials and tribulations, every inch of my body still believes the black man is king. And in case you didn't hear me, yes, the black man is king, and I'll bow down at his presence. And I believe God cut me from his ribs so I can mirror his essence. Black man, take care of it, and it will take care of you. Take care of home. Treat your woman like a precious stone, with clean hands and a clean heart. Touch her soul. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Y'all ready to learn something today? I wasn't loud enough. Y'all ready to learn something today? All right, man. Today, I think my husband, Jay Morrison, is going to set it off. He is feeling good today, so I can't wait to see what he brings. But before, I have the absolute pleasure of introducing a man who has been embedded in the fabric of our culture for over 3 decades now. You've seen him on the movie screens and the TV screens, actor, philanthropist, activist, and dabbles. Been in this real estate game for a decade now as well as a developer. He's developing right here in his city, right here from the Bronx. I need everybody to give a round of applause for Malik Yoba!
Thank you, Queen. They love to love you when you black like me. They love to hate you when you black like me. Love your music when you black like me. Try to abuse you when you black like me. Say what? They love to love you when you black like me. What? They love to hate you when you black like me. What? They love your music when you black like me. Try to abuse you when you're black like me. Repeat. They love to love you when you black like me. What? They love to hate you when you black like me. What? They love your music when you black like me. Yeah. Try to abuse you when you're black like me. Now check it. Born in the South Bronx. What do I want? I want to build buildings. I ain't gonna front. This is a freestyle, I'ma keep it crisp. Just like that, you couldn't imagine this. Bring it to the block where the dude sold rocks. That's what I said, I was a TV cop. Top to the bottom and now to the top. Ball for the One word. Please repeat. Intention. We all had the same intention. And divine forces gather us today so that the fertile state of our mind and our soul may receive the blessings of our ancestors. They dreamt about this day. I'm here today through intention. I was in LA not too long ago, and I'm on Instagram and I follow this dude named Jay Morrison. And I see that he had just done a corner class in LA. And I was in LA on some other business, but I DM him. I'm like, yo, King, where are you? He's where most black people go in LA. Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Y'all already knew. So I said, I'm coming to you right now. I dropped everything I was doing. I jumped in my rental and went to meet him at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. And we talked about the fact that I had seen a post that said he was coming to the Bronx. I'm from the Bronx. I got my name on the street right around the corner, 159th Street. For y'all that don't know, the Bronx Walk of Fame, look up toward the sky because that's where we are. It's better than the Hollywood Walk of Fame because they step on you. But in the Bronx, you can walk with your head held high. You can call people like Ruben Diaz Jr. and say, yo, Ruben, I want to do a corner class on these steps. What do I need to do? Because to do anything in the real estate game, part of it's political, so we have to have those relationships. And I said, I want to bring my man to the Bronx, to this location, right around the corner from my name. And that means a lot to me to be honored by the people who look like me because I represent you in every film, every TV show, everything I do. And in fact, these cameras are mine. So you are now the star of Turn Toward the People. You are the star. You are the star of your own movie. So I have passions. And one of those passions is working with young people. Since I was 16 years old, I made it my business to work in after-school programs and tutor kids. By 19, I was working in 13 high schools across New York City, helping to reduce the dropout rate. Before TV and film, I was in the community. I stay in the community. I can't ever stop because all of my blessings come from being of service. And so this isn't a Hollywood thing, even though I have cameras here. I've been working on a documentary called I Build New York. Intention. To do my first real estate development deal in the city I'm from. Intention. I started in Baltimore 11 years ago because there's people that look just like us that don't have the resources that they need. Intention. And so when I saw Jay in LA, I said, I know you coming to New York. We have to do this thing together. I would love for you to participate in this doc series called I Build New York, which is giving people game. And just like when Robert Smith forgave the debt, where? Y'all don't know? Somebody said how? Oh no, y'all gonna learn today. Are y'all serious? Do y'all know who Robert Smith is? Who forgave the college debt at Morehouse University, Morehouse College. Vista Partners. Look him up if you don't know. A black man just a couple of years older than me, billionaire, forgiving the debt of more people than are standing on these steps. Intention, to be the manifestation of the dreams of our ancestors, to say that we can be free if we understand the things we need to think about. A lot of us are playing checkers and we need to play chess. That's what this is about. So applaud yourself for coming out, because you didn't have to. But clearly there is a need and a desire in the community for this information. And so as I move through New York City with this intention of doing something called I Build New York, which tracks my story about doing my first development deal in New York. And then introducing the world to all kinds of heroes and sheroes like Majora Carter on Hunts Point Ave, the Boogie Down Bronx Cafe, or my people at Bistro and the Lit Bar on Alexander Avenue. The people who are in our community that look like us, that are making moves that we need to see. I can't tell you how many people became cops because of New York Undercover. Facts. Facts. How many men came up to me and said, Malik, I love the role you play on TV as a father. It helped me be a better father. Facts. We growing up without our daddies. But my daddy told me to own something. My daddy told me build your own generator so when they turn off the power, you still have lights. Intention. I love the energy and the reciprocity that we're feeling, that you show up for a man you might not have even known, that's gonna drop jewels. I'm gonna say one last thing about this dude before I bring him up. Right after we met, I land back in New York. A broker tells me about a $5 million property in Brooklyn that's off market. I said, I wanna buy it, 10 units, 4 rent stabilized. I don't have $5 million laying around. So I called Jay. I said, yo, let's put this talk into action. Here's the deal. Here are the specifics. Here's the NOI, that's the net operating income. This is the cap rate. That's the percentage of money essentially that we can make off this investment. We run numbers. We talk about how we can put a syndicate together, which means we can gather some folks that look like us, that got some dough, and say we can do this thing together. At the same time, the rent bill just passed in New York State, literally that same week, which essentially puts the power back in the hands of the people. I don't know if y'all realize what happened with this rent bill. It means that landlords just can't hike up your rents and kick you out. So those rent stabilized units in the building that I wanted to buy, I could never bring to market rate. So that $5 million no longer made sense as an investment. 3.5 made sense. I countered the offer, the owner didn't want to budge. But that's the type of moves that this dude is about. He's not about talk, he's about action. We are all about action. We are about intention. I'm losing my voice, so I'm gonna shut the fuck up. And I'm gonna introduce you to the founder of the Jay-Morrison-Academy, Mr. Jay Morrison.
Bronx, what up? Said BX, what up? I need a big round of applause for Malik Yoba, my son, the General Will Brownstreet, Isaac Grace, Mr. Ernestine Morrison. And a bigger round of applause for every single one of you that came out intentionally to get this game. Give it up for yourself. We grew up selfish and savage, almost classless. Selling drugs to our aunts and uncles was like a rite of passage. But now we own assets, black-owned schools, historic real estate funds, we call it black magic. No more drug traffic. I put away childish things, adopted some new habits. No more saying nigga and bitch, man, we past that. We call ourselves kings and queens, no more slave talking. We ain't blowing cash on new shiny things, we call it sleepwalking. This the elevation of the culture, but y'all only respect rappers though. I made millions without rapper sports as far as trappers go. I did it the best without rapper sports as far as I know. If it ain't me, I salute the king. No more ego. No more crabs in the bucket, my king. Like Hov said, we off that. If you the one leading our people, shit, I'll fall back. I'll fall in line. Like a soldier, I own mine. We got to kill that pride and division. It's about time. We unite around one common vision until we all shine, and put our self-interest aside until we all climb. Thank you. That right there started out as a note in my iPhone. All facts. I grew up selfish and savage. I started selling drugs at 15 years old. I literally sold crack, heroin to aunts and uncles. Sold crack to my biological father. Classless. But now I say now we own assets. I'm talking about the ex-corner boy, the ex-dope boy, the ex-3-time felon, the Rikers Island alumni, C-74 Mod 3 upper, facing 3 years of life in prison at 18 years old, locked up in Riverside, New York for a quarter kilo of coke and a loaded .38 handgun. In my real life. But now I own assets. Over 20 million to be exact. Black-owned schools. The Jay-Morrison-Academy. Why we keep complaining about the school system don't teach us financial literacy. The school system don't teach us real estate, business, and credit. The school, they, what they ain't do for us. 5 years ago, I said, well, I'm going to create for us and take the power to our own hands and do for us what we can do for ourselves. Jay-Morrison-Academy, the Inc. 500, number 588 fastest growing companies in the country. Number 13 top educational companies in the country. Black owned. Over 80,000 students educated. 11th grade high school dropout. No college education. Own my own school. Historic real estate funds. The Tulsa Real Estate Fund. The first black-owned real estate fund in the history of America. Nearly $8 million raised from 9,498 investment partners. Tref Life. We created a real estate fund, the first black-owned real estate crowd fund in the history of America, that allowed us to pool our dollars together with a $500 minimum investment to have equity and ownership in our company. Not a donation, not a GoFundMe, not a collection plate. I'm talking about that Garvey shit. I'm talking about group economics in real life. I'm talking about Black Wall Street in real life. We call it black magic. I put away childish things, adopted some new habits. No more saying nigga and bitch, man, we passed that. How long will we keep slave talking for? We run around trying to elevate ourselves, but constantly speaking a language of degradation. How can we elevate, my nigga, when all you hear all day, my nigga, that you a bad bitch, shorty? How can you elevate past that language? Imagine if all of us, it cost us nothing, adopted, call each other kings and queens all day. You say, well, damn, she ain't the queen, though. And she'll never be one unless you sow seeds into her, king. The black woman is the most disrespected, the black and brown woman, the most disrespected, most neglected, most unprotected woman on the face of the earth.
That's our backbone.
But if that black or brown woman is not protected, king, if she's not respected, king, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? It's not an Asian man's fault if a black woman's not protected or respected. It's not a Russian man's fault. It's not a European man's fault that an African woman's not respected. That's on our watch. It costs us nothing to call that woman queen every day till she feel like one. Costs you nothing. And queen, it costs you nothing to call yourself queen as well. You could be a bad queen the same way you call yourself a bad bitch. That easy. And you can stay away from kings that ain't adopt the language for you yet. If you don't like how he treats you or how he respects you, stop dealing with him then. Starve him out. I bet you come around then, queen. We ain't blowing cash on new shiny things, man. We passed that. We call that sleepwalking.
Walking Dead.
We ain't got to keep blowing our money on liabilities. I'm going to give you the game today on how we beat poverty. I'm not going to stand up here and just inspire and motivate, and you go home pumped up and have no fucking idea what to do. Excuse my language. I don't curse much. I'm very, very it's so hard being a corporate executive, but I'll come off the corner, 3rd and Center Street, 10th and Springfield, North New Jersey. I want to talk my shit real quick, please. Please. They got me all cooped up in this corporate box. I can't really, you know what I'm saying? I gotta talk my shit sometimes. Cause I worked hard in my real life. I sold dope from 15 to 25 years old in my real life. I sat on Rikers Island with no bail, facing 3 years to life in prison at 18 years old. In my real life. Went upstate New York cutting down trees for 13 cents a day. In my real life. Came home from prison, learning from trappers in jail how to trap better. Took 2 months off when I came home, right back to the block. Right back on Harlem, 138 from Broadway, Pio Juanito, the professionals.
Yeah, I know that block. That's my block.
That was my block too. That my block too. That my block too. Got caught up drug trafficking in Maryland, Cumberland, Maryland. Cops legally searched my vehicle. I was facing 15 years in prison. I walked away with 18 months in prison in Maryland. Secret indictment in New Jersey. Served 2.5 years in prison in 7 different states. 3 different states, 7 different prisons. In my real life, before age 21. Came home from prison, was on bail in New York. Excuse me, parole in New York, bail in New Jersey, bail in Maryland, still trapping. Get rich or die trying. In real life. Until 25 years old, where I said, damn, all this hustle, all this charisma, all this energy, and all you ever did was feed the block? Are you a true hustler or are you a drug dealer? Because a true hustler could hustle anything. Only a drug dealer can sell drugs. So I had to elevate my game one morning, go to 2005 in North New Jersey on South 10th and Springfield. I was moving 30 bricks a day of heroin. Supply in my corner. But my same daughter, Anna, who's going to one of the top 20 colleges in the country right now, she was born while I was in prison as a teenage dad. My same daughter was turning 7 years old, and I had to ask myself, what are you really doing where she can be proud of you? Secondly, where are you going to be when you're 30? And she's 12. As a 3-time felon with only drug skills. So I knew that I only would be dead or in jail. So I had to make some life decisions and try my hustle in another space. And so over the last 15 years, I put in work in this real estate industry. Doing mortgages, loans, as a branch manager, realtor, celebrity realtor. I was a real estate expert on NBC's Today Show. Imagine that. The ex-dope boy, 3-time felon on the Today Show as a real estate expert. First black man hired by prominent property Sotheby's International Realty, the world's leading luxury real estate company. Developing, investing, then started our own school. This is my real life. So I tell you all that. The former WIC kid, the former Section 8 kid, the former government assistant kid, the free lunch in schools. I say all that to tell y'all no matter what situation you going through or been through, all that can be changed with some new information. Everybody say new information. New information. Everybody say new education. New education. Everybody say new strategy. New strategy. Everybody say new knowledge base. New knowledge base. That's what changed my life. I just learned some different shit. Think about what you got to go to on a daily basis to make it out here in the Bronx and NYC. Think about the resilience, the persistence that you got to have, the level of astuteness, awareness you got to have to make it in this big city. They say you can make it in New York, you can make it where? Anywhere. You can make it in New York, you can make it where? Anywhere. You damn sure can make it in the real estate industry. You damn sure can build some assets for yourself. You damn sure can start a business. But the same way you learned over your lifetime to maneuver through the streets of New York, you got to learn how to maneuver through the financial industry. See, that's all that's missing. What I'm going to show you today, I'm going to give us 4 steps on how anybody can get your access to $10,000, which is a good number, 10 racks, 10 stacks. We all know that number. We all know that 10 stack number. I just need 10 G's, y'all gonna be all right. I need 10 G's. 10 G's and I'm on. Well, I'm gonna show you how to work that 10,000. I'm gonna show you how to get that 10,000. Then I'm gonna show you how to work that 10,000 into $1 million in assets for your last name. Y'all with that? Yes. Are y'all with that? Yes. We're gonna do it in our real life. When I spit those words, when I talk about no more crab in the bucket, and I'm talking about, when I say me, I'm talking my shit, yeah. As far as trappers go, I made millions without rapper sports. We don't only gotta go that route to make the kind of capital that we wanna make. There's other options for us other than the streets, rap, and sports. We actually can do other shit, did you know that? And do it well.
Very well.
But if it ain't me who's the best at it, ain't no ego. If it's another king or queen in a community that's gonna lead by example, that's gonna show love, I'll salute them, I'll follow them.
Yeah.
Because it's not about me. I came here and I greeted every one of y'all. I want to show you what black love looked like in the flesh. What humility looks like in the flesh. I do this out of I'm not religious, but I do this out of the spirit of Christ. Somebody that served others. Somebody that washed his disciples' feet. Somebody that was the man, but was as humble as the man. I do it as the spirit of Malcolm X, who taught and preached in these streets. I believe in being a man of the people and for the people. So when y'all see me, I just want to show you an example of what this love looks like, and an example and a blueprint for how we can all succeed as what we call CEOs for our last name. So as we begin, I know we wide. I tried to move the board back. If anybody wants to come in, there's spaces in here. If you want to get close, because you want to be intentional about making sure you get the most of this game, I would recommend you go bust a move. Because too many of us always want the plug to come to us. Hey bro, when you coming up? When you coming to me? Come get the game. Well, let it be a Beyonce concert. You front and center. I'm gonna need a little elbow room though. A little song. All right, so we're going to have a little bit of buffer. We're going to have right there, this line right here is the closest line. So everybody got to be equal to or behind this line right here. So you may have to get on some steps. Unless you want to sit on the floor, Indian style, do your thing. Well, other than that, we want to make sure everybody can see in the back. It's unfortunate, King. It's unfortunate, huh? You want everybody sitting?
Jay-Morrison, everybody back to the steps.
All right.
Jay, the live stream.
All right, those who want it, what's that?
My live can't see you.
The live can't see.
The camera
All right.
can't see you.
Everybody take a seat. If you have a seat where you are, we should be able to see. Kings, make some room for the queens. You got chairs, you can sit in the front. I apologize, I ain't the best coordinator, man. My bad, King, my bad. I set you up. My bad. Yeah. Are we all good? Everybody all good? Who said no? Why you not good? Well, you could get up and leave and give somebody your seat then, if you're not satisfied. All right, let's get into it. So this is going to be an interactive class. I'm going to need y'all to rock with me. We're going to dive into a real blueprint today. We're going to learn something that no one ever taught us in our lifetime. You're going to learn more in the next hour than what you learned in grade school, K through 12, what you learned in college, and what most of us got at home. So we're going to break this down. So I'm going to need you guys, though, to give me some energy back. So we're going to start like this. First and foremost, when I say hope man, y'all say hope man. 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 Yeah, that's me. All right, so first and foremost, we're going to talk about building intergenerational family wealth. Not one generation, but multiple generations of family wealth. See, generational wealth just means you got it for your lifetime. Intergenerational means you set it up for your kids' kids' kids. Or what we call our heirs, heirs, heirs. So, as we break into this, let's define as a family what the hell is wealth. What are we chasing? What are we after? What is it? What is wealth, family? Freedom, independent, credit, assets. What is wealth, Bronx? All right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to learn together right now. We're going to split this class in half. Everybody on the left side of this camera right here, everybody on the left side, you're going to be the B. Everybody on this side, y'all going to be the X. Y'all got it? B side, make some noise. Yo, X, turn up. Hey, B, I'm going to give y'all another shot at it, because y'all ready for it. Hey, B, make some noise. X, one more again. All right, let's learn this together. We can't accomplish, we can't chase, we can't obtain something we can't define. How are we going to build family wealth if we as a people can't even define family wealth? So let's break it down like this. What is wealth? Wealth is, I need my B side to say, an abundance of assets. I need my X to say that supersede liabilities. X, that was whack as hell. X, one more time. That supersedes liabilities. And everybody say, and debt. So wealth is an abundance of assets. What's abundance mean? A lot. Everybody say a lot. Everybody say a lot. Everybody say overflow. Everybody say overflow. Not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. My cue, my cue. Everybody get up for Vanna Black. Y'all ain't get that. Some of y'all too young. All right, so we talk about having an overflow, an abundance, an overflow of assets. Now, Vanna Black turn. What are some assets? What are assets? Let's define assets. Assets, land, real estate, stocks, bonds, precious metals. That's precious metals. Gold is precious metals. Things that hold value or appreciate in value. What's appreciate mean? Go up. Everybody say go up. Go up. What's depreciate mean? Go down. So we buy them Rolls Royce trucks, we drive them off the lot. What do? Go down. They go down in value. Let's talk about that. Don't even clip it. Just be ready. No. We're going this way. We're going this way. So we need an overflow of assets, an overflow of real estate. Businesses are an asset. Stocks, precious metal, things that hold and go up in value. But see, my people, I ain't say just getting a bigger bag. See, it's not just the abundance of assets. So, Mike, what happens is we get a nice advance check. We get a real estate flip. We get that student loan refund. We get that lawsuit money. We get that income tax refund money. We get some assets, but then soon we get some more assets, what we do? We spend that shit. So wealth is not just you getting assets. That's one half of the equation, my people. It's not just you getting a bag, but it's how you control that bag and have an overflow of those assets that supersede. What does supersede mean? Surpass. Everybody say surpass. Surpass. Everybody say beat out. Beat out. So we need an abundance and overflow of things that hold and go up in value that beat out things that are liabilities and debt. What are liabilities? Name some. Let's name some liabilities. Cars, clothes, that student loan debt, that loud bill you got. Oh, you thought because I got corporate, I don't know. Them happy hour martinis you got. Things that go down in value, expenses. So what we saying, if we want to build family wealth, is that we got to be intentional. Everybody say intentional. Intentional. What's intentional mean? Say it again. Everybody say on purpose. On purpose. Everybody say on purpose. On purpose. So that means we got to be on purpose. We got to build more assets, an overflow of them, King, that supersede all the money we spending on all the liabilities. So we got to put legacy over the liabilities. So what we do, we get more money, and because many of us come from below the poverty line or from struggle or check to check, the first thing we want to do is show everybody in the community that I came up. So look at my things, look at my cars, look at my bags, look at my belt, look at my vacation. All these liabilities to prove to everyone that we done came up, but then we broke and have no assets for our heirs. Because we so focused on the wrong things. We want to impress the Joneses, but our last name ain't Jones. So, what we got to do in building family wealth, first and foremost, somebody has to be intentional as what we call the CEO for our last name. What CEO mean? Say it again. One more time. Chief Executive Officer. For those who don't know, they're saying Chief Executive Officer. The CEO, here's what they do though. The CEO, I need B to say leader. B say leader. X say and visionary. The CEO of the organization is the leader and visionary of the organization. The CEO is the one that has his or her head up, looking at the future success of the organization. So where are them Morrisons going to be in 2025? In 2045? In the year 3000, when I may be dead or gone, what assets will the Morrisons have? I'm thinking about the future of my last name. See, in an organization, there's a such thing called the COO, or Chief Operating Officer. The Chief Operating Officer has his or her head down, focused on the day-to-day maintenance of the business. But the CEO is the one that's looking at the future of the organization. So in order for us to build family wealth, somebody got to step up to say, hey, I'm going to be the one, the patriarch, the matriarch, the leader and visionary for my last name to make sure that we straight moving forward in life. So if you inherit assets, no one left you abundance, it's up to you to leave your family abundance in this lifetime. If your heirs grow with the same hand that you were dealt, that means you were a poor CEO and a weak leader for your family. That's on you, King. If you had all the parties, all the bottles, all the sparkles in the club, all the vacations, all the H and Louis belts, and all the liabilities, but if you died today, you got to ask yourself, what will my heirs get if I died today? King, if you could say to yourself right now, God forbid you got hit by a bus, a stray bullet, or caught a heart attack. If you die today, are your heirs prepared? If not, that means you got some intentional work to do, young king, young queen. Because that's your job as a CEO and visionary. On three, everybody scream your last name. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. For that last name. Who here is willing to be intentional and be that new family leader for your last name? Raise your hand. I need y'all to say, I will. I will. You don't say, I do. I do. This is our job. So what I'm going to give you right now, I'm going to give you the blueprint on what you have to do first and foremost to benefit your last name. So the first thing we got to do, we have to focus on legacy over lifestyle. We know what lifestyle is, but let's define legacy. What's legacy?
Your legacy.
What you leave behind, what's legacy?
What you leave behind.
What you created. What else is legacy? Generational wealth. Let's define it like this. I need the B to say the amount of assets. B, wake the hell up. The amount of assets and money. I need X to say one leaves behind for their heirs. X one more time. One leaves behind for their heirs. Legacy is the amount of assets and money we leave behind for our heirs. See, what I'm teaching us as a community, and I'm putting the pressure on everybody. Radio knew about this, blogs knew about this, black media knows about this. They know what I'm doing out here. But they in their feelings about me. That real shit hurt feelings. So I ain't out here shucking and jiving. I'm out here feeding the people. This ain't no turkey giveaway dope boy story. I'm going to teach you how to feed your family for a lifetime. So we talk about legacy, the amount of assets and money one leaves behind for their heirs. I'm talking about you setting up and prioritizing, being intentional to set your family up, the next generation up, in a way that you may have not been set up. Because if you don't do that, you put the pressure on your kids to do it. How lame is that? Think about it. You hearing this message right now. If you don't tap in and come under this tree, under these teachings, under this philosophy, and you don't create assets for your heirs, that means you left your babies to create for themselves what you were not willing to do for them in this lifetime. That's lame shit. Because you want the party club and bullshit and not get focused. So let's say it together. Legacy is the amount of assets. And money. One leaves behind. Let's scream this out. For their heirs. For their heirs. We got to stop seeing our children as just kids. A bill. Oh, you got to 18, you out of this motherfucker. Nah, these your heirs. They gonna carry on your legacy. This ain't about disciplining and just directing and spanking and punishing and get out of my house. This is a when I die, you carry on all my shit. So I gotta know enough as the CEO for my last name to prepare my heirs to carry on my assets. Are you prepared to teach your kids about how real estate, business, and credit run? Yes. Are you prepared? Yes. You in the right class today. So we define wealth. We define what that leader, that CEO is. We define legacy. Now I want to give you this blueprint. This shit is so magical. I mean, this is the poverty blueprint. I cracked the code. Like, this was so dope about it. Your brother. Went into the corporate America 15 years ago. Got into mortgages, real estate, business. I made $2,500 my first 9 months. Was borrowing money from my mom to pay my mortgage. I had a 93 Mercury Grand Marquis with the driver's side door handle missing. I had a shoestring holding my glove compartment together, mice. I was driving to work every day. This is 2005. I was driving to work every day playing Young Jeezy Thug Motivation on a portable DVD player because my car didn't have a CD player. Grinding. Parking my car around the corner going to see clients. And after 9 months in this industry, leaving the streets, I didn't even know how to send an email in 2005. They're like, you got to set your email up. I'm like, email? You got trap phones. Goddamn email. But I really tapped in. I really immersed myself in the business to give myself a shot to see if all my talents, all my energy went into this space, what could I do? In 9 months, I was ready to give up. I was ready to quit. I started calling back with prices. Hey, yo, what's uptown? What's prices? What's the things? In a month, I was going to quit. I made $13,000. Closed 7 deals. Next month, made $30,000. 4 months later, I made $93,000. Within 3 years, I made my first $1 million in the real estate industry. Out the mud. So what I learned, though, through this long resume of underwriting deals, fund managing deals, developing, investing, starting businesses, I created multiple multi-million-dollar businesses. But then I learned this game. I'm like, wait, holy shit, wait. This shit easy. This light work compared to where I come from. I need everybody. It's okay if you stream this. I want you to stream. That's fine. To our live stream, Facebook, share this. This the shit that got to go viral. This will save the whole hood. In every hood. That's why we've been to 13 cities this year. This is our 62nd corner class in 4 years. 28 cities, 62 classes. In a 24-hour corner class in Westside Atlanta on Lee and Abernathy, we taught 12 classes at 24 hours from 6 a.m. to 6 a.m., 24-hour shift on the block. In real life. Let me show you how this is going to change the whole family dynamic. You ain't never thought about money like this. Nobody ever gave you this game in your lifetime. Let me show you these RBCs. So this blueprint to how we build family wealth and how we beat poverty is like this. First and foremost, it starts with this intimate understanding. I need everybody to write down understanding. Everybody say that, understanding. Understanding. Everybody say education. Education. Everybody say information. Information. And everybody say knowledge base. Knowledge base. Listen, there's no beating this right here. Why the wealthy can be the wealthy. Why they can pass down family wealth. Why they can gentrify our hoods. It's simply because they know more than us. They know more about investing than us. They know more about business than us. They know more about underwriting a deal than us. They know more about credit than us. So the things that we scared of, they know we back off of the same properties because we see a blighted property, but they know how to do due diligence and evaluate it and take it down or finance it or syndicate it or wholesale it. All these strategies, I'm going to show you the game today. So you got to commit to being educated. It's no getting around the shit. If you're not informed, if you're not educated, if you don't build your knowledge base, you can't win in this industry. No matter who you are, you might get a couple of dollars hustling here and there, but you can't create $1 million empire or assets for your last name. So the first part of that knowledge base is this. I want to show you all the credit game. The credit game is how you can put your family on. Everyone can put your family on, stay on, and if you fall off, bounce back. This is how we beat poverty. In credit, and what we teach in the Jay-Morrison-Academy, this brand new curriculum that we launched, that you guys are going to have access to for the low family prices, family tuition. What we understand is that first and foremost, all credit, everybody say can be rebuilt. Everybody say rebuilt. Rebuilt. Everybody say restored. Restored. Everybody say repaired. Repaired. And everybody say recycled. Recycled. Adopt this new philosophy. Once you understand that credit is not a bad thing, debt is not a bad thing. It's irresponsible use of your debt and credit is a bad thing. It's getting credit cards and credit loans and going to buy things is a bad thing. What we figured out is that whether you got an $8,000 loan or an $80,000 loan or an $80 million loan, if you use your credit to acquire assets, to start businesses, to flip real estate, to buy rentals, to go shoot your shot, but being informed shooting your shot, being educated shooting your shot, not doing it off the muscle you don't even know, not YouTube education. I ain't talking about Instagram education. I'm talking about really tapping in and really learning some shit you know you ain't never learned in your lifetime. If you take that information and education and then leverage your credit to take down and build assets, God forbid an $80 million loan goes bad or an $8,000 loan goes bad. You know what happens? Y'all know what happens? They send you a letter in the mail. If you default on an $80 million loan or an $8,000 loan or an $8 million loan, ain't nobody pulling up on you. Ain't nobody running you down. All they're going to do is send you a letter in the mail. And all credit, no matter how bad your credit is, no matter how bad the default was, King, all credit can be rebuilt, restored, repaired, and recycled. Use that bitch again. Then when you get to the next level of the game, what you find out is that another level of credit. Yo, I'm telling you all what the wealthy do. I got some wealthy friends. They sit around these big French chateaus, $10 million cribs, building all kinds of shit, trying businesses, failing. You know what they do? They try their personal credit. Everybody say personal credit. Personal credit. Everybody say family credit. Family credit. Everybody say business credit. Business credit. Then everybody say credit partners. Credit partners. Let me tell you what the wealthy do in real life. We get all in our feelings about credit. I don't care about it. Credit is a paper game the wealthy made up. We don't know that shit. They made this shit up. It's some fake shit. But they know how to use it. We get scared of it like, nah, I don't know, because my credit might get messed up. Listen, I'm coming out of the streets, right? One of my partners, we sell dope together. Now, I'm in real estate. I got my first 3 properties. I'm like, yo, King, come on, grab a property, grab a 2-family. You can live on one side, rent the other one out. He's like, but my credit messed up. I'm like, all right, well, listen, get your queen to do it, right? Use your family credit. He's like, nah, but if it don't go right, it's going to mess her credit up. I said, King, you sent it to the city the other day to buy some dope. So you was okay with your girl going to buy some dope, risking her whole goddamn life, but you worry about her goddamn credit score. So many of y'all ain't got no assets for your family. Somebody says an opportunity to buy a house, you be like, well, if I go to a mortgage company, it's going to give me an inquiry into reach my credit. You don't even want to pull your credit to try to buy some shit. You so worried about the credit. You're going to die with a perfect credit score and goddamn broke. You know, well, I ain't got no money by the 805 credit score. I don't own shit. Real, right, Queen? That's some real shit. We're not thinking about it right. While the wealthy is like this. You know what? I'm going to educate myself on real estate, development, investing, businesses, franchises, automation, operation, scaling, financing, FHA, VA, hard money, soft money, negotiations, branding, marketing. I'm going to shoot my shot off this credit, my personal credit, and that shit don't go right, I'm putting in my wife's name. You know what? But while I was building my wife's credit, I built my daughter's credit too, in real life. See, my daughter, no. She in college. She started her own little business and didn't really go hard with it like I wanted her to. Fine, okay, you're a college student, great. My daughter's been building her credit since 15 years old. She got over a 780 credit score. But she also know that if daddy businesses don't go how we want it to go, you up next. No, in real life. So what we found out, listen, this is your brother. That's why I came and hugged and dapped y'all. This is your brother, King. Like, pretend we out back like, yo, what's up, King? You know what I'm saying? Check it out, though. Check the game, how dope it is. This is what they doing that we don't do because we scared as shit. Of some credit. We be in the Bronx ducking gunshots and worry about credit and shit. You come from the club with the A-train late night and you worry about some goddamn credit. Fuck wrong with you? Some shit that can be rebuilt, restored, and repaired next week, or 2 weeks, or 2 years. Who cares? So what they do, what we know, is that, yo, I swear on God, anyone, you get your credit profile healthy to a 680 score or better, and we got the whole blueprint to do it. I'm going to give you the blueprint, Queen. Our average student gets $50,000 of access to credit on their first round of funding, on average. That's with no tax returns needed, no W-2s needed, no employment needed, no bank statements needed. Y'all ain't fucking with me. I said the average student gets $50,000 of capital, access to capital, with no employment needed, no bank statements needed, no tax returns needed, no W-2s needed, only a goddamn credit score. But now we're not just talking about one person though. See, not yet. Not yet. A pump fake, We ain't talking about one person though now. See, we can't think with that old hustle mentality. Oh, yeah, I get 50 racks. I go flip that, yeah. I go buy me a new car. I go, I go stunt. We can't go use the credit on liabilities. You don't learn from me. I'm telling you, I got the blueprint. Take that 50 or more, and now we're going to turn it over and make that money work for us, even on top of the interest they're going to charge us on the credit. But I'm going to show you how to evaluate a deal, count in your interest on the money you're borrowing to make sure the deal still makes sense after you pay back whatever you borrow. It's just called being smart, being astute, being wise, being diligent. So check this out. I'm going to come back to this one, but we'll go here. I taught this yesterday in Newark, New Jersey. Check this out. You as an individual, we can show you how to use business credit, create multiple companies, and under multiple companies, go to multiple banks, LLCs, leveraging your personal credit. It won't go on your credit, but you will personally guarantee it, but it won't show on your credit report. Go through multiple companies with your score, get an average of $50,000 for each company. If you were to do that and go to 25 different banks, and somebody says, well, what about the inquiries? We know how to take the inquiries off your credit after you use it. Game. Everybody say game. Yo, these folks been running circles around us because we don't know shit. You worry about inquiries. We run the inquiries up and take them back off and do it again. Y'all just slow, but now y'all fast because you're on. So if you were to take 5 companies, get an average of $50,000 per company, and go to 25 banks, that's $6.25 million of access to credit in real life. So then some of y'all saying, well, my credit jacked up. You know, my credit, I don't want to hear that shit. You talking about your credit repair, your credit jacked up, but you done did every Valentine's Day. You done did every birthday. You done did every Christmas, every vacation. You just ain't focused on repairing your credit to put yourself in position. You rather look good and impress your girl on Valentine's Day or impress your kids and give them some J's or an Xbox as opposed to put that money on your credit to get a $50,000 bag. See, we get so caught up in giving our heirs, oh man, I want my kids to have what I never had. I want to buy them some J's. I want to take them to the park. I want to go on vacation. How about giving your kids some assets you never had? You worry about getting some things you never had. I'm leaving my mark. I'm using my gifts and my talents. I ain't keeping all the information for myself. But then secondly, I have real estate, businesses, assets, over $2 million of life insurance, death benefit for my heirs. So I know if I go to their king, my baby's gonna have way more than I ever had. That's real king shit. That's real OG shit. Real big homie shit. Y'all out here walking around with goddamn insurance on your phone ain't got insurance on your goddamn life. You got insurance on your phone, your kid's phone, all that. Ain't got insurance on your goddamn life. I go all the way in on it. You already know. You got term insurance where you basically like renting insurance, so it's real cheap. You get a $250,000 benefit for like $20-$30 a month. Get a $250,000, you die, your family get a quarter M. You go up that to a couple hundred a month and get your family an M when you die. Whole million. But now mind you, whatever you spent on that premium, you don't get none of that back. All you get is your death benefit over a 20 or 30-year term. But then you can get the whole life where you get the death benefit, but then all the money you pump into the insurance, that money's earning interest the whole time, building up. And then you can borrow that money, buy assets with it, and pay yourself back whenever you want. While you still got the goddamn death benefit. Bro, they just know more than us. That's it. They purposely didn't give us this game because if we had this game starting when we was yay high, we'd be up. They need us to be the working class. They told you how to go to school, get good grades, and do what? Go to school, get good grades, and do what? Get a job. Shit, you might get lucky, get a good government job. Good MTA job. Benefits. They ain't teach us to be a legacy class. What I'm teaching y'all today, I teach the 6th graders. We could have been learning this shit. They taught us photosynthesis. Who the fuck needs that? We out here in poverty struggling. He's talking about how plants evaporate in water and shit. Teach me a FICO score, goddammit. So instead of complaining about what they ain't teach us, you know what I did? Built my own school. Over 80,000 students educated. Bro, create what you don't have. Stop complaining about the shit. So if you don't have wealth for your family, stop complaining about what they ain't do for us. Go be intentional and create the goddamn wealth. I'm giving you the blueprint. So now we step back to the credit piece, right? I showed you how we can use credit to get your first bag. So that means what I'm saying, I want to break it down so plain. So plain. Check it out. If you piss poor broke, your first goal for your family should be, yo, we ain't doing shit until whoever's the closest to building their credit got their goddamn score up. So you do a family credit audit. All right, everybody pull your shit. Everybody. Everybody 18 and older, pull your shit. I don't give a... See, we get scared. I don't want to see what my shit say. But if you coughing, if you sick, and you scared to go to the doctor to find out what's wrong, how can you get healed? So the first step is, hey, listen, man, my shit might be fucked up, but I'm pull it. Pull it. Once you assess what your credit's like, listen, if you join our program, we will teach you how to read credit reports. We'll teach you about authorized users, trade lines, utilization ratios, debt to income ratios, inquiries. We'll give you the whole game. So now you can look at it as a family and say, all right, you know what? My shit fucked up. It's going to take me 18 months to get mine right. But who here wouldn't mind a $50,000 bags 18 months from now? All day, I'm waiting for mine. But then you find out that your wife, your mother, your brother, your sister, your auntie, or whomever, they ready though. So now you take the information you learn about how to start businesses and own real estate and buy real estate, and I don't want to hear that New York real estate expensive shit. I got an answer for that shit too. I will give it to you, Queen, I promise. See, I believe in no excuses, just results. I was on work release in New York, in Harlem, across from Central Park, Lincoln work release. Yeah, you know that. This is my real life, I'm telling you. 19-year-old me coming home from prison. Got a white bag over my shirt with my greens on. My prison number was 99R1288. This is my real life. This ain't no goddamn guru myth stories. I'm coming down the work release steps, my bag over my shoulder. Some crazy shit, Malik. You want to document this shit, where you at? Yo, I swear it's like a movie. I got my white bag over my shoulder with all my belongings. I've been locked up for a year. I'm coming home now. I got my come home dance. I'm like, shit. I'm walking down the steps. So OG, who still was locked up, he said, hey, Slim. He said, Jersey. I said, what up? He gave me a little piece of paper, like a Chinese fortune cookie kind of paper. And the paper said, there's no such thing as problems. There's only lack of solutions. I was like, ooh. I took the New Jersey Transit home to New Jersey. I'm reading this shit like no such thing as problems, only a lack of solutions. Damn. What he was saying is like, yo, stop looking at the problem, figure the shit out. Get to the bottom of it. It's the answer exists somewhere. Explore all of it. So anyway, in this wealth building, you got your personal credit, you got your family credit, you can leverage business credit on an old business or a new business. When I say 50 grand on an LLC, I mean a new LLC you got yesterday. Or LLC you don't got yet, but you're going to get after you take this course next week. A new business with no tax returns, no employment, no W-2s, up to 50,000. You might get 25, you might get 17, you might get 35, you might get 65 or 70. You might get $130 if you're lucky. Why not? So you got that piece. Then you got the partner piece. That's people that you don't even know, you just networking with and building with, who you might bring an opportunity to, and they say, well, hey, listen, let's partner up. I ain't got no money, but I got credit. So you take an opportunity down, leverage somebody else's credit you don't even know yet. This is how the wealthy play and build wealth. Now on the business. That's your C of the RBCs. Is that good game? Is that good game? When I say hope man, y'all say hope man. Hope man. Hope man. Hope man. Yeah, that's me. Let's talk about business. I'm gonna run through business real quick. Here's how I see business. Yo, I got this business shit on Smash. Y'all think I'm nice in real estate? I got this business shit on Smash. So I'm nice. Like I teach, I lecture, I come to the streets, but in that office, King, in that boardroom, bro, I'm a beast. They can't fuck with me. My energy too much. I was doing 24-hour shifts at 16. Like this is nothing. It's light work. No risk. No cops. No boys. No shooting. Oh my God, it's easy. God damn, this shit is so easy. Yo, this shit is so easy, man. I swear to God. Anyway, business is how I see business. In business, the philosophy we teach, yo, I'm going to give y'all all a game. Like if you tap in with me, I'm gonna break this shit down so simple. It's a 36-hour curriculum. 36 hours a game, 85 plus lessons, plus future lessons and weekly mentorship calls. I'm gonna give y'all the game and support you while you do it. But check this out, in business, I learned over the last 15 years, business, not hustle. See, hustle is illegitimate business. Business is formalized hustle. So we got good barber business, braid business, little hustles, but it's not formalized. It's not in a way where our heirs can inherit it. See, you might got a good son that pay the bills, but if you die today, could your heirs inherit that hustle? So what I learned about business is, the first thing we got to understand is that in all business, as an entrepreneur, you will start off working in your business. Everybody say in your business. But then your goal is to figure out everything. You're going to be the janitor, the bookkeeper, the account, everything. But your goal is to then start working your way out of your business. Everybody say out of your business. You want to start working in your business, work your way out of your business, so you could then work on your business. Everybody say on your business. This is where it gets good. See, when you start working on your business, that's when you have the 4 Ps. The 4 Ps of business, the first way you work your way out, just like the streets. If I'm trapping on the block, boom, I'm hand-to-handing. Now, this is a corner class. I'm going to teach y'all, hey, listen, this is how I learn this shit. I'm trapping on the block. I'm hand-to-handing my customers. I got my route. But now, I don't want to be out there all day, Queen. So now, I got to bring somebody else on to run my route, but I got to show them how I back up. Look, we get listen. We get 5 20s off a gram, 0.2 20s, use a sandwich bags from Pathmark, twist up, you turn them inside out, you dump it in, you weigh on a scale, you twist it, tie it, cut it, put that in a 600 pack, right, you get the whole route. So you give somebody what we say, so that's, first part is called personnel. Everybody say personnel. So in business, you got to find people, personnel, to replace you in whatever you do in the business. That's how you work your way out. So whatever I do in my business, I then create what's called a process. Everybody say process. And procedures, say procedures. And protocol, say protocol. So my 4 Ps are, to scaling a multi-million-dollar business, is you first establish and find people that can replace you in whatever you do. Right now, we manage millions of dollars of real estate all over the country. I close apartment buildings from Ghana, Africa, and Louisiana. While I'm out of the country, closing deals. While I'm out of the country, evaluating deals. We just closed on, Tulsa Real Estate Fund just closed on a 98-unit apartment complex 2.5 weeks ago. The boy out the apartment complex, buying the apartment complex. In real life. But I don't got to be there to do everything. Because I created personnel, processes, procedures, and protocol. Who wants to learn that? Say me. I'm going to give you the game. So when you do that, you now could formalize your hustle, bottle it up. And now you make it a system that can be scaled, franchised, or passed down to your heirs, or while you're going to create another business, that now is one revenue stream for you. But if you're going to try to be the goddamn maestro and a violinist and a trombonist and a flute, you can't run no business like that. You can't do everything and scale a business. You got to be able to do those 4 Ps. And I'll show you how to interview staff, onboard people, get your company handbook, your application, get your automated procedures, all that shit I got you. That's the B of the RBCs, quick crash course. Now let's talk about this real estate. Real estate is the easiest path, in my opinion, the quickest path to building intergenerational wealth. So why are we so excited about real estate is this. One stat that proves the value of real estate is that we know 10% of the American population own 88% of the real estate. 10% of Americans own 88% of all the real estate. So everybody else is what? Say customers. Say tenants. So the ones that own the real estate, they got all the power and control because God ain't making no more land. They own the assets. So what we learn about real estate and why real estate is so valuable, let me give you the game on the value of real estate. Then I'm going to show you how we get it. So the value of real estate is this. Whether it's a single family home, condo, townhouse, 4 units, 2 unit, apartment building, etc. Real estate is one of the easiest business models because of supply and demand. We know God ain't making no more land, so whoever owns the most land wins. It's mad simple. If there's a drought and I got all the work, prices go up. So when there's a buyer's market or a renter's market and I got all the real estate, I control the prices. By show of hands right now, I ain't embarrassing nobody, by show of hands right now, who here lives somewhere? Now you gotta ask yourself, you gonna live somewhere anyway, what side of the coin you gonna be on? The ownership side or the customer side? Simple as that. So when owning real estate, we know that over time, real estate goes up in value, which is what? Everybody say it again. Appreciation. Say appreciation. So over time, real estate appreciates in value. Outside of appreciation, if you have a mortgage on a real estate, you pay that mortgage down. It's called principal pay down. So let's say you have a $300,000 mortgage. Over time, you pay it down, but over time, it's also going up. So that creates what's called equity. Everybody say equity. Equity. Equity is, I need my B to say, the difference between what you owe, my X to say, and what it's worth. I need the B to say what you owe, the X to say what it's worth. So on a property or asset, equity is the difference between what you owe on it. So you might have started out from the very beginning. I bought a house today for $300,000, but I bought it wisely and it's worth $350,000. So my equity is how much? How much? $50,000. But now over time, I paid this $300,000 down to $250,000. And over that same time period, it arose to $400,000. So now I owe $250,000, but it's worth $400,000. How much equity I have now? $150,000, just by living there. You're gonna live somewhere anyway, we've proven that. If you're renting a home, when you're done renting, how much cash you walk away with? What about you renting for 12 years though? What if you really take care of it and rent it for 20 years? Nothing? You hope you get a security deposit back. Ain't nobody got a security deposit back. I'm landlord gang. I already know you ain't getting a whole deposit. Something wrong with that motherfucker. I ain't seen a landlord yet give a whole deposit back. Everybody say landlord gang. Landlord gang. So, the cool part about equity is that we can tap into the equity through a refinance, which is a new loan, or a home equity line of credit, which is a second loan on top of our loan, and pull out this capital, this equity, a piece of it, totally tax-free. So you could literally get, if a bank was going to give you what's called an 80% loan to value, the bank says, hey, your property went up in value. We'll give you 80% of the value. 80% of 400 is 320. If you now owe 250, the bank says, well, you got to pay us back our 250 though. So the bank can pay off their old 250, give you a new loan for 320, and now you walked away with $70,000 tax-free just by living there anyway. That $70,000 you take into your family and go buy more assets, fix your credit, get life insurance, just by living there. So on top of that, you can live in one unit, rent the other units out, live for free or make money while you live just by being a landlord and get the cash flow. Everybody say cash flow. Cash flow. That's the cash flow, passive income, residual income. The mailbox money. So the other cool part is by owning this asset as well, you get tax advantages. You can deduct the interest from your mortgage off your earned income. You can deduct your closing costs. You can deduct maintenance from your rental units. So you get tax advantages, cash flow, equity, appreciation, oh shit. And you have power and control. Everybody say power and control. What that means is you own the air rights above the real estate, the right to build up. Air rights are big here in New York. And you own the mineral rights below the mineral estate, the right to dig, mine, gold, gas, diamonds, onions, tomatoes, whatever the fuck you want to do. So by owning the real estate, we have these benefits just by living somewhere. Now let me tell you, Queen, how this can be done. This is just home ownership 101. I ain't even getting to investing. This is just owning the roof over your head. So here's some things that we don't know. Taking a little break, hold on. When I say hope man, y'all say hope man, hope man, hope man, hope man. Yeah, that's me. So when we talk about how do you do this, Jay, anything 1 to 4 units, it's called residential real estate. Even 1 to 4 units with a store attached, it's called residential mixed use. If you're going to live there, you can buy this owner occupied with as little in today's market as 3% down. That's $3,000 down for a $100,000 house. $6,000 down for a $200,000 house. That's $9,000 down for a $300,000 house. $15,000 down for a $500,000 house. And then in many cities, there's down payment assistance to even cover your down payment for you. This is in real life. I have a book here called Lord of My Land. It's a bestseller in real estate and mortgages. I forgot I'm a 2-time best-selling author. My bad. In real life. In that book, Lord of My Land, I'll break down 5 steps to how to buy your house. I give you the whole blueprint. You'll get that book for free in our course, or you can buy a hard copy. I'll sign it for you today. But you get a 3% down payment is one strategy, right? Just understanding that it ain't all the money in the world. You can save up and get to that money if you're disciplined and intentional. We say, oh, well, I ain't got it. You take a second job, you reduce your liability, your debt, right? Be intentional. Secondly, outside of down payments, did you know you can use the future rental income to qualify? So that means if you're renting these units out for $1,500 a unit, and you're living in one of the units, that's $4,500 a month. That's $54,000 a year. Let's say you make $35,000 a year on a job. The banks will give you 70%, and every bank has their own guidelines. No one bank is the same. They have the right to change their business model. I'm going to educate you on that too. So never hear a guru or a teacher or a coach or a real estate expert tell you something about a bank and you think it go for all banks. Ain't no one guideline for all banks. They're businesses, right? But typically, banks will give you 70% of that $54,000, not the actual cash, but a credit of the cash. So what they'll say is, if you get 70% of your $54,000 a year of what's called future rental income, the banks will add that $37,800 to your $35,000 a year you're making, and now the bank will qualify you based on making $72,800 a year. So if you don't make enough on your primary job, you go buy a multifamily, use a future rental income to help you qualify for the same property you couldn't qualify for with your own income. Most banks won't even tell you that. Go in there and school them. Tell them Jay taught you. Outside of that, you can use Section 8 and government vouchers to qualify for a mortgage. Section 8 is not a rental program, it's a housing program. You can use that Section 8 voucher, that capital, that money, to credit you for a mortgage. On top of that, you can have multiple co-borrowers on one loan. I mean, you got 5 people on one loan, 6 people, 7 people. So if you can't afford it in New York, now you get a 3-bedroom, 4-family, use the future rental income to help qualify, bring in this 3-bedroom, 3 family members, roommates, say, listen, look, I don't really want to live with y'all, for real, but I can't afford this shit. We're not building no family wealth. And whatever we don't control in our last name, all we doing is working hard every day in our job to give somebody else last name the tax advantages, the power and control, the air rights, the mineral rights, the equity, the appreciation, and the cash flow all off our back. So maybe you got to make a disciplined decision to get us started, building some equity. We all 4 of us going to go in this 3-bedroom, we're going to figure it out, but we're going to own this shit. live in one unit with the other ones out, qualify for future rental income. Oh, auntie, you got Section 8? All right, auntie, you in one bedroom, you in Section 8. You going to qualify that, 3% down, we're going to make that shit happen. It's knowing the game and applying the game. And being disciplined enough to understand that as legacy over lifestyle. Is that the lifestyle you want to live? Probably not. But the lifestyle you want for your heirs to inherit shit? To inherit nothing? So if you really want to do something for your babies and your babies, you might have to sacrifice something in this lifetime. But are we willing to do that is the thing. I did exactly what I'm saying. I lived in a town and a property I didn't like. But it was a two-family. I owned it. I lived in it. I'm willing to make those sacrifices for my heirs. So I'm a great CEO for my last name. My daughters are going to have apartment buildings that I built. They're going to say, look what my great-granddaddy did. That's the kind of attention we got to have. Like that's stunting on a new level. That's really flexing. That's the real flex. Your grandbabies got apartment buildings that you left them in this lifetime. They can't inherit your sparkles in the club. The goddamn Louis belt. You got all that fly J's, all that fly shit. They don't want that shit. They deserve better than that on some real shit. So this is home ownership 101. I'm going to teach you all of this and more. How to find your realtors, how to find the contractors. Did you know there's a 203K loan? FHA 203K loan that will give you all the renovation money to renovate a fully beat down house at 3% down. They'll cover all your renovation construction costs. There's a 203K loan as an owner-occupied borrower. You can put 3% down and they will give you all the renovation and construction money to fix up a beat down, blighted house. You don't even need the renovation money and they'll do it to your standards. From any mortgage company, mortgage bank, loan that does 203K. And I'll show you how to interview those people and figure out the best one for you. I'll break all that down. All that. I'm that thorough. So this is the opportunity that we have that we don't even know. So it's so much game I could go on. Let's talk about the next side of real estate. Can I get King Isaac and King Will up here real quick, please? Let's talk about real estate investing real quick. I'm asking these young kings to come up. Y'all might have heard them speak earlier, but I'm so proud of them, but these are examples. It's cool to hear me say it. But King Will, he started with me how many years ago? 2014. He's from Vegas. Didn't know me. Joined an online program. Like what he saw. Scheduled a one-on-one call with me. Paid for it. Just have a phone call with me. Got on the phone, I broke down his whole family situation. He took that and ran with it. Came back in several months, said, King, I put it to work. I'm here now. I want one-on-one coaching. We did that. Then I said, King, I'm looking for a credit expert. He started a credit restoration business. We then partnered 3 years ago, and since then, this fruit off my tree. Since then, he built 2 7-figure businesses in the last 2 years. 2 7-figure businesses in real life. College dropout, was on a 9-to-5 corporate trap. Was like, yo, this shit ain't for me. I gotta do something better for my family. Learn the game and put it to work. Then around the same time, on the East Coast in South Jersey, he's strolling on YouTube and World Star Hip Hop and sees ex-drug dealer turn real estate mogul do something. Was like, damn, I like that. He starts watching the video, signs up the same night to the program. In 3 months, makes $12,500 on his first wholesale deal. But no, it's not even worth clapping because then he went back to the streets. 2 years later, came back, said, King, met me at a speaking engagement in Philadelphia, pulled up on me in a Range Rover. Said, King, man, I'm on the fence, I'm trying to get this going, but I'm distracted. Said, King, you got to lock in. I can't make you lock in. He got with me about 6 months later after that conversation. Paid a bag for me to one-on-one coach him. Said, King, I'm going to just give it to you because if I don't do it now, I ain't going to never do it. Did that about 1.5 years ago. Locked in with me one-on-one. Since then, last year, did over $300,000 in revenue, built a $900,000 business at 25 years old with a GED. High school dropout with a GED, 25 years old with a $900,000 business in real life. And not just hustling, being a crumb snatcher, got his office, got his operations, got his personnel, got his process, got his procedures. Off the corner trap. And did it, growing his business, scaling his business, and he's a cancer survivor at 25 years old. Proud of you. This is about being intentional, y'all. Thank y'all, Kings. This is about being intentional. I wish I had Raylonda McClinton here. I want to show a woman example. One of our queens started with me in 2014. Single mom, salon owner. To this date, there were 50 real estate deals off the online course. 50 real estate deals with Raylonda McClinton. Shining Diamond Real Estate LLC on Instagram, you want to follow her. She'll tell you. These people that just tapped in like, y'all want to do something different. So real estate investing. How Isaac built that business, how Will built his portfolio. Leveraging credit lines. Will's flipped properties with credit cards. He's bought houses with credit cards and flipped them just off his credit. Isaac mastered the art of wholesaling and flipping. Let me break down these 4 strategies of real estate as we come to our close. One no money down strategy of a real estate investing business. See, I don't just teach you how to invest as an individual. I want you to grow a scalable business. As the RBCs, I'm telling you, I figured it out. So wholesaling real estate. This is what many gurus teach. You see it on YouTube, all online, how to do real estate with no cash or credit. It's one strategy of many. All you simply do is learn how to find off-market deals or deals on the market, but deals that are economically sensible. They make sense. They make money. I'll show you how to find and evaluate these deals, then put a contract on these deals. You might not got no money, but you contract these properties. Then you find investors such as myself and others who got the capital. You say, hey, look, I got a deal that makes sense for you, CENTS. You can assign this contract, essentially sell this contract to someone else for a fee in between. Hey, King, I got a great deal. I got the contract on it. If you want to take it over, give me $5,000. You're not owning the real estate. You're not using your credit. You're not using your money. What you're using is your brain power. But can you evaluate deals? Can you interview realtors? Can you interview contractors? Can you do the due diligence on a deal? That's your value. I'm telling y'all, I'd be so confident out here in these streets because I'm so fucking smart. So I know that my value is for anyone, my ability to analyze. That's why Malik Yoba called me. He called me on the phone like, bro, I got a $5 million deal. Help me evaluate it. I walked him through the whole shit. Found all loops, the holes, how we could do it, why it don't work. That's my value. I'll teach y'all to be that valuable as well. So let me show you this game before I get on to buying and flipping and buying and holding. Everybody say OCM. OCM is the opportunity cost of money. This is probably one of the biggest, most valuable lessons I learned building wealth these last several years. If you got ADD, I need you to smack yourself right now and focus up. This is the one you want to focus on. Don't get distracted all on the gram and, lock in on this one. There's 2 parts to this lesson. There's a you part and there's a them part. The you part is easy. Check it out. Whether you got 10,000 cash or less, whether you got 100,000 cash or $1 million or more, everybody with money got the same goddamn problem. It's where can I park my money that it makes me more money than where it's currently at. That's called OCM. Say OCM. That's the opportunity cost of money. So let me tell you the game. If you got cash money sitting there gets you 0% interest. It actually loses 3% every year because the cost of living, the inflation rate goes up 3% every year. So you're so happy with your cash bag sitting there, but your dumb ass is losing money every year. You got to make the money work for you. So there's some of us wise enough to be in a checking account. Well, that checking account is giving you 0.001% interest. Go ask your bank. That's 10 cents a year on 100,000. I mean, on 10,000. That's $1 a year on 100,000. That's $10 a year on $1 million. The money you got sitting in your checking account right now, go ask your bank. So they're loaning out your money. They're buying real estate with your money and giving you back pennies on a dollar. Then you got those who got a savings account or a certificate deposit, a CD. You might be getting 3%. Savings account, 2%. That's $300 on 10,000, $3,000 on 100,000, $30,000 on $1 million. Then some of y'all say, well, I got a pension, a 401k, a 403b, an IRA. I'm getting a whopping 5% on my shit. You getting $500 a year on 10,000. You getting $5,000 a year on 100,000 or $50,000 on $1 million. We got a real estate portfolio right now that when stabilized, we estimate to be worth $14 million at a 26% IRR, return on investment. You out here happy about your 5%, but haven't asked yourself, what's the opportunity cost of my money? Could I take my 401k money, transfer it to a self-directed IRA, to a checkbook LLC, and invest that money myself and go buy these assets and give myself back more than $5,000 on 100,000? That's all you gotta beat. If you can make more on your money than what the folks is doing with your money, take control of your goddamn money. With the tax advantages, with the equity, with the appreciation and the cash flow. That's why now, that's the you lesson. Check out this is the dope shit. Check out the dope shit. Here's the them lesson. If you learn that first part, being informed, educated, knowledgeable, if you learn what I'm teaching y'all, you can go to anybody that got this problem, even without you having any capital. Your value is, I know how to look at a building and tell you if it makes sense. So if I can show you a building can bring you a 26% return on investment, I'm not going to just wholesale it to you and give you my contract and get crumbs and I'm out of it. No, I'm going to syndicate the deal. I'm going to stay in the deal, ask you to be my capital partner, or not even ask you. I'm going to give you an opportunity to be my capital partner because you're only making 5% on your money, Aunt Sally. I got a deal that's going to make you 20% on your money. And this is how you be able to create money out of thin air for yourself. I'm telling you, I do it all the time. You can go to wealthy institutions, families, family offices, pension funds, cash partners, capital partners, athletes, celebrities, whomever, and say, I got a real estate opportunity that's well vetted. I did my due diligence. I know what the purchase ratio is, the all-in cost, the ARV, the LTV, the ROI, the cap rate, my carrying cost, my closing cost, my discount, my realtor points, all that shit, and it still makes sense. Here's an opportunity for you to make more on your money where it's currently at. You gonna fuck with me? Yes or no? I'm on to the next one. This is what the wealthy are doing that we don't know. So that strategy, when you understand that, but the value is you gotta know how to talk that talk. That's the only value, bros. Know how to talk that talk. Understand the game. So the value is in investing in real estate. I told you wholesaling, that was the beginner's way. Now, when it comes to simply flipping real estate, y'all know what flipping is. We done flipped our whole goddamn life. Flipping is simple. You find some shit, you find out, can I buy this shit for lower than what I can sell it for? And you buy it low, and you sell it high. You cash out in between. That's it. It ain't rocket science. But the science is, do you know how to find the low properties? Do you know how to evaluate the low properties and how to package them? And are you credible enough in between for somebody to fuck with you? In business. It's kind of like the streets. If I know that over here, they moving pounds, I got the connect in Cali for the pounds, they 1,800, so I heard. But I got the connect. Now, I might bring you an opportunity that you want. But you like, man, he a weirdo, man. I ain't messing with him. He the boys. No credibility. Can't move it. Because I don't talk the talk. I don't walk the walk. You can tell I'm a lame. I ain't, but you know. Same thing in business. If you want to bring me an opportunity, hey, Jay, I got an opportunity. I'm going to ask you off the rip, what's the ROI? What's the cap rate? You do your due diligence? Who's your team? Where's your business card? What's your website? If you're not credible in this space, I can't rock with you. So what I'm teaching you is how to position yourself to be credible, so when you get in front of somebody with some capital, y'all could go ahead and do some business together. It's mad simple. But will you learn? That's the question. So that's flipping. Holding real estate, being a landlord gang. Holding real estate is simple. When I say you, we buy all investment properties under our companies. Every asset that we own is under a different company, different LLC. The only time you put a property under your name is with your primary residence. That's it. That's a whole other game I'll teach you, and I'll teach you how to build a corporate veil as well, all in our curriculum. I'll show you the umbrella company LLV structure to help with liability, tax mitigation, all that shit. Holding real estate, simply buying the asset, evaluating it beforehand, knowing what your cash flow is, buying it, keeping it, and then letting a rental cash you out. Simple. All these opportunities are at our disposal. And so when Queen said, how do you buy New York real estate? One, I gave you some ways to partner and to buy as an owner-occupant. But if you can't buy here in the city because it's too expensive and you have to rent, it doesn't mean you can't buy out of state. It don't mean you can't buy across the water in Jersey. Doesn't mean you can't buy a three-family in Newark. My corner class yesterday, the mayor of Newark, Ras Baraka, came out and told us he got a whole land bank with 3 families, 4 families, 2 families all throughout the city. Can you evaluate them and break some bread with somebody? Can you use a credit strategy and get some funding and take it down? Paterson, New Jersey, Jersey City, PA, Easton, Allentown, Atlanta. If you get the knowledge, you could do real estate all over the country. I understand. So, that's the investing side of the RBCs. I taught you real estate. I taught you business. I taught you credit. This is an overview of what I learned in 15 years that the wealthy know and why they run in circles around us. So, the last piece as we wrap. That ROI piece is so important, return on investment. We got about 500-600 people out here right now. By show of hands right now, who here could come to the front? I've been teaching this for over 13 weeks in corner classes. But who here come to the front in 10 seconds and teach our class what the formula is for finding an ROI? Raise your hand high. Keep it high. Everybody look around. You see about 4 hands out of 500-600 that can find a return on investment. How can we invest if we can't find a return on investment? So I'm going to give you the formula right now. On any business, any asset, the formula for finding a return on investment, that's the same numbers I just showed you. All these numbers on the ROI, this is where your money is making a return on investment. So in order to be able to do business with somebody, you got to be able to find out what's the equal return on investment for a real estate or business opportunity. That formula is simple. On any opportunity, you take the net profits. Everybody say net profits. Divided by investment. Say divided by investment. All right, put that, yeah, gotcha. Times 100 equals ROI. Say it louder, equals ROI. Here's the value, family. You don't even got to be a mathematician. All you need is a calculator phone or app of a calculator on your phone. On any opportunity, if you find some real estate in New York or out of it, or a business opportunity, if we know we can buy it for $300,000 in the Bronx, a multifamily that needs some work, then we find out we can fix it up for $75,000. Then we find out there's $25,000 in fees. So we know to fix it up, to pay the fees, and to buy it is going to be $400,000. And I'll show you how to evaluate all those components. Then with the $400,000, we find out what's the after repair value. How much is the house worth after we repair it? It's called the ARV. So we find out the after repair value is going to be $485,000. So to find our net profit, we take the total sales or the total profit, $485, minus our expenses, and we get our net profit. How much is that? Cool. Net profit, $85,000. So now we go to the formula. Net profit is how much? $85,000. divided by our investment. How much did we invest? How much? $400,000. That was everything. What we bought it for, our fees, and the repairs. So now we do $85,000 divided by $400,000 times 100. That's going to give us that ROI number. Somebody do it on your phone right now. Ain't no bouts. Ain't no bout to. It is what it is. What is it? Somebody said 21%. Anybody cosign? 21. Queen said 21.25%. So we know if this opportunity, you would make a 21.25% return on your investment. Taking our net profit, $85,000, divided it by what we spent, times 100, gives us 21.25%. So now, if you come to Jay or an investor to say, hey, I got an opportunity for us, whether it's leveraging credit, pension fund, savings, cash, the equity in your other home, you now can say to somebody, hey, I got an opportunity, I'll make you 21.25% on your money. What's your money currently getting you? Is that better? So if it is, now we can talk business. Even if you half wrong on this, you're still making 10.5%. Still beats where your money's currently parked. And that's how you start talking family wealth, big boy talk, and creating money out of thin air. You got to know this information and this level of game. So as we close, was this a good game right here? I need y'all to say game, game. Hope, man. Hope, man. Hope, man. Yeah, that's me. As we close, I do want to give y'all the opportunity to come under my tutelage, my training, my teaching. This that real shit. And so what we did is I believe in, like I believe in the corner, is going to any block, giving the best product and the biggest bags. That's how you take over any corner. Well, my corner now is real estate and this wealth education industry. I see what people charge for this information. I gave y'all thousands of dollars a game for the free ski. This your sample. That's how I took over my block. I went to the block. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you a story real quick. I'm sorry, I know I'm going late. When I was locked up, white boy Eddie from Staten Island was one of my cellmates. White boy Eddie from Staten Island ran our whole dorm. He ran over Supreme from the Bronx and everybody else. Like, he ran the whole shit. Like, the TV was his. I was his friend, so TV was ours. Now, white boy Eddie one day was writing down a list of all these names. I'm like, King, what you doing? He said, I'm writing down a list of all my customers of Staten Island. He said, when I come home, I'm going to see such and such uptown. I'm getting my product, and I'm giving everybody in my town $half-grand samples. I'm giving my whole town free samples. Giving them my cell phone number, and locking down the clientele. I came home on work release. My second time home on work release, took the ferry to Staten Island. White boy Eddie came and scooped me, gold chained out. Had his whole town Staten Island on smash in real life. I'm like, damn, that shit works. So now I'm in prison writing down all my names of my customers. I'm like, shit, when I get home, this is a real story. January 19th of the year 2000, I came home November of 99, took 2 months off. January 19th of 2000, I'm back on the block. I rode through my town and gave all my customers a free sample and my number of the best work. And that's how I got busy. I take the same strategy into this business. What I just gave y'all is the best product you ever gonna get in this wealth education industry. You're not gonna get nothing more potent than what you got today as a sample. Peace, family. Hope you enjoyed that game from our infamous Corner Class series. Now, I want to give you more game, a certification program, mentorship calls, one-on-one game plan, all that support you need to help you beat your corner trap, your college trap, or your corporate trap. Let me give you the game through the Jay-Morrison-Academy, how I got off the corner of South 10th and Springfield in Newark, New Jersey, and made it to the corner office of the Black House that we own free and clear. Guys, tap in to our online mentorship program with the weekly calls and your student support calls. All you gotta do is click the link right now for a super deep discount, actually $27 a month for access to over 80 courses with the mentorship calls, your tests, quizzes, and archives, all that. I'm giving the game away for the low, for the corner. Peace.